Tonight, two teams from opposite ends of the state will meet for the 1999 AA state title. Carterville and Hart County have both played 14 weeks of undefeated football, and tonight will be their biggest test of all, as one team will leave with a ring, the other with thoughts of what could have been. The Hurricanes are the two-time defending Region 7 AA champions, but Hart County holds back-to-back titles of their own in Region 8. The streets of Hartwell are barren tonight as the community has come west to see the biggest game in the land under the lights of William Weinman Stadium.
We were amazed. She took our credit information and did the loan app and said she had no problem. There was no problem in getting us a loan, and so the loan went through with no problem, and we got the house, and we were just all excited about it.
I was a little skeptical at first, but found out through my first dealings with them that I want to come back the second time. They've been nothing but professional, and I highly recommend Pine State Mortgage and Rena to anybody that's looking to do a VA loan.
Lawn and garden equipment is on your Christmas gift list. Taylor Farm Supply has everything you need in one convenient location. Mowers for commercial and residential use. Plus, this year, Taylor Farm Supply has added a line of Dingo go-karts by Manco. All different sizes for children and adults. One-seaters and two-seaters, plus a variety of helmets. So if you're looking for a motorized gift for someone on your list, Taylor Farm Supply is the place. Leake Street by the railroad.
This Christmas, get 3.9% on all half-ton 2000 full-size Sierra trucks, 2- and 4-wheel drive, regular cab or extended. Happy holidays from Wynn Pontiac Vehicles, GMC, and go Canes!
What do customers love about Bartow County Bank?
That it's local and that everyone's so friendly and the service is impeccable. If you need something, you have someone to assist you immediately.
I see their new sign that says we have roots where others have branches, and that's so true.
I've banked here about 7 years now, and I loved every minute of it.
Oh, it's like family. That's the greatest thing.
Prestige Cable TV is proud to support the Hurricanes and all our local teams.
And welcome back to William Weinman Stadium. I'm Scott Singer along with Matt Santini as we're live here in the Eye of the Hurricane Room for the 1999 AA State Championship. And it's now time to take a look back as the Hurricanes have already made history, winning 14 games this year. And we'll take a look at their playoff run as it all started here at Weinman Stadium back in the beginning of November as the Hurricanes met up with Grady. And a huge victory for the Hurricanes in game number 1 as they knocked off the Gray Knights. And you see them coming out of the tunnel back on November 19th in a big confidence boost for the Hurricanes early in the playoffs, playing a team out of Region 5. And the Canes got on the board first as Ronnie Brown would get the call here. And look at the move he makes to get in. 10 yards the carry. He gets in for the touchdown, and the Hurricanes took the early lead against Grady in this one. Then it was time for the Hurricanes to go to the air as Chris Deach would roll out and find a wide-open Lavada Johnson. And the Canes were looking good early against Grady. They had a 14-0 lead in this one. Then Ronnie Brown on the other end of the field carries it in from 11 yards away, and look as he powers his way through Grady here, and the Hurricanes looking good in that first round of the state playoffs. Then it was time to go back to the ground as J.J. Chapman would get the call, and the junior back shows why he's in there all the time as he goes 62 yards around the left end. He'll carry it in for the score as the Hurricanes were embarrassing Grady in round number 1. And then it was time for the defense to heat it up one last time for the Hurricanes. Lee Miles would come up big. Watch the play here. The Gray Knights drop back to pass. They got some time, but across the middle of the field comes Lee Miles out of nowhere. He would bring it back the other way, 34 yards on the interception return for the touchdown, and the Hurricanes would go on to beat Grady 55-28 at Weinman Stadium in round number 2, and a big day for Ronnie Brown. 19 carries, 144 yards, and 3 touchdowns as the Canes got their 11th victory of the year. Chris Deach, another big game, 94 yards through the air and 2 touchdowns. touchdowns. And that led way to game number 2 in the second round as they met up with Dade County, and the Canes found themselves trailing this one 7-0 as the Wolverines scored on their opening drive, but the Hurricanes would strike back on the very next series. Chris Deach would roll out. He fires it deep to a wide-open Teddy Slocum, and Slocum would go the distance, 76 yards on this pitch and catch, and that made it 7-7 at Weinman Stadium, and the Hurricanes would roll from there. J.J. Chapman watched the power move inside the 5 here as he carries half of the Dade County defensive line with him into the end zone, just showing the strength of that Hurricane offensive line, and they had a 14-7 lead at this point. Then it was time for the defense to carry on in this one. Gene Nelson, the quarterback for Dade County, will not soon forget this game as he took a beating. J.J. Chapman comes in, knocks the ball loose, and the Hurricanes were in business again on the other end of the field. And then it was time again for the defense to come up big. Lee Miles returns another interception. He brings it back for the second time for a score in as many weeks, and the Hurricanes embarrass Dade County. The final in this one as they go on to win it 40-21 as they knock off a team from Region 6. Ronnie Brown, 10 carries and 111 yards in this game, but Chris Deach had a big night, 5 of 10 passing for 151 yards and 2 touchdowns, and that put the Hurricanes into the quarterfinals against Dodge County. And many said this was the best team in the state coming in, and the Hurricanes were fired up in the quarterfinal round, and Ronnie Brown would get the call in the first drive of the game for the Canes as he gets outside, and he'd score from 26 yards away as he took it right to that Indian defense in the third round of the playoffs. And Ronnie Brown was putting on an offensive clinic 2 or 3 weeks ago. Watch, he'd get another call here, 26 yards for Chris Griffin, rather, this time as Griffin gets outside. And this was a big play because on the very next play, it would set up Ronnie Brown. Chris Griffin getting outside, showing his speed on the corner there. Ronnie Brown now getting the call, hops over one tackler and heads the other way. 26 yards on this carry, and he was back into the end zone. His second touchdown of the night at this point, and the Hurricanes were up 14-6. Then late in the game, the defense would heat up. Charles Flewellen coming in, knocking down Rich Kirkley, and the Indians having a tough night on the road at Weinman Stadium. And then Ronnie Brown puts the game on ice. Canes were up 14-12 at this point, and he streaks into the end zone for the touchdown, and that put the Hurricanes into the Georgia Dome. He scores from 17 yards away, and the Hurricanes go on to win this one 21-12. Ronnie Brown had 21 carries this night for 179 yards and 3 scores. J.J. Chapman had 79 yards, while the Carterville defense held Dodge County to only 105 yards of total offense. And that brings us down to the Georgia Dome as the Hurricanes played in the state semifinals last Friday afternoon against Appling County. The Pirates coming in as the champions of Region 2, and the Hurricanes got things going early. Watch Chris Deach here as he rolls out under some pressure and throws for Maverick Bagley across the middle. His first catch of the season, and it was much needed as the Hurricanes would set up their first score with that one as they go to Ronnie Brown 2 plays later, and he bolts his way in from 4 yards away. Hurricanes went up 7-0 in this one. Then it was time to go to the air again. Watch the play here from Chris Deach as he drops back in the pocket, throws it deep to a wide-open Levada Johnson. He does the rest, 46 yards on the pitch and catch, and the Hurricanes were up 14-0 in the first quarter down at the Georgia Dome. Then it was time for the defense to come up big. Watch Appling County trying to get something going. They throw to the flat, but Courtney Chapman is there for the pick. He brings it back the other way, and the Hurricanes were set up offensively. And now it was time for the Canes to go to work through the air once again as Chris Deach would get things going. Watch the move here as he drops back in the pocket under play action, throws across the middle of the field, and Lee Miles just picks one off the turf. Great catch there for the sophomore, and we're going to see a lot of him in years to come. And then Ronnie Brown, once again, watch the move here as he just powers his way through that Appling County defense. The Pirates had not seen a running back like this, nor had much of the state for that matter. 28 yards on this carry. That brings them inside the 5, and the Hurricanes were in business again. Just one play later, Courtney Chapman would take it in from 4 yards away. The Hurricanes led it 21-0 at this point. They would go on to win it 30-7 down at the Georgia Dome as the Hurricanes come up big. 11 rushes for Ronnie Brown, 111 yards and 2 touchdowns as the Hurricanes are now here in the state championship game at Weinman Stadium, where they will meet up with Hart County, the Bulldogs out of Region 8, the Canes out of Region 7. We'll take it to a quick break right now, and when we come back, we'll take a look at Hart County's run through the postseason.
From Emerson to Adairsville, Taylorsville to White, and Hugh Harley to Cartersville, the Daily Tribune News is always there and has been there for over 50 years. The Daily Tribune News is the only newspaper that brings complete and comprehensive coverage of local issues and local people, your neighbors and your neighborhoods, and the issues that affect us all. Don't miss another minute. Call now to subscribe. Congratulations, Hurricanes, on a great season from the Daily Tribune News.
This might be a good time to talk about the Michelin X1. Thanks to Michelin technology, it gives you long mileage and better wet braking than any rain tire. And that should make everyone on a wet road happy.
Mission Tire congratulates the Hurricanes on an undefeated regular season and the best of luck in the playoffs. 121 South Gilmer Street.
Do you enjoy fancy meals, lots of things you'd have to look up in a book to know what you're eating? Well, that's not Cody J's. We've got plain old country cooking done right. Fried chicken, country fried steak, lots and lots of vegetables from turnip greens and okra to squash casserole and pinto beans. Desserts, banana puddings, cherry pie, good food, good value, good service. Come see us at Cody J's or call ahead and order for takeout. And come hungry. Cody J's, Old Mill Road at South Irwin Street. We at the Shaw Agency have been looking after our clients' best interests since 1963. For the business community, we offer affordable group health plans or complete benefit packages, including 401k and cafeteria plans. Individuals rely on the Shaw Agency for life and health insurance, Medicare supplements, financial or estate planning. Knowledgeable professionals looking after our clients' best interest. We are the Shaw Agency, Main at Bartow Street. Call 382-0951.
This game also brought to you by Hart County Telephone Company.
And welcome back to William Weinman Stadium for the 1999 AA State Championship game. I'm Scott Singer along with Matt Santini as we're coming to you live from the Eye of the Hurricane room right underneath the stadium. And it's now time to take a look at Hart County and their run through the postseason. They got everything going early against Pepperell, 35-12 over the Dragons, a home victory for Hart County, a game that many thought they wouldn't even play as Pepperell was early eliminated from the state playoffs. In round number 2, the Bulldogs would meet up with North Forsyth, and Jeremiah Van Dora would give off to Josh Thornton. He scores from 12 yards away, and they led 7-0 in the first in this one. This night would belong to Hart County. Watch the big play here from Van Dora as he drops back in the pocket, has some time, goes way over the top to a wide-open Tino Stowers. He scores from 44 yards away, and the Bulldogs were taking it to North Forsyth, and this one was 14-0 in the first half. And then it was time for that second quarter. Watch the big run here from Patrick Martin, the tailback, showing his speed as he gets to the corner. And North Forsyth not knowing which way was up on this one as he just takes off running. Patrick Martin with a big gainer, 60 yards on the play. And Hart County was in business again. The North defense would hold at that point, but late in the game it was all Hart County. In this one, Jermaine Durham would take it this time 29 yards around the left end. He would score to make it 21-0, and Hart County would go on to win this one 28-0, but defensively, they're going to have one big play here. Watch the big back, Carlos Bates, as he comes in as a defensive end. The big sack on the quarterback, he throws Carl Meadows to the turf, and Hart County was firing on all cylinders in this one, and they go on to win it at home, 28-0. In round 3, they met up with Swainsboro and won that one 14-0, and then it was time to go to the Dome as they met up with Cedartown, and the Bulldogs got on the board first as Joey King hit Siobhan Colvin for this big play here with a 2-point conversion. It was 8-0, and Cedartown looked like they had this game in hand. Then it was time for the Hart County offense to take over as Jeff Leard, younger brother of Auburn quarterback Ben Leard, hits a wide open Teddy Kraft. That would put him inside the 5. Now, it would take 3 plays inside the 5. It looks like they have to settle for the field goal, but watch the fake here as Jeremiah Van Dora gets it off to Carlos Bates. He gets the touchdown, and Hart County would go on to win this one as they take out Cedartown 28-8. As the Bulldogs go to 14-0 on the year, and that brings them here to Weinman Stadium, where they'll play for the 1999 AA State Championship. Well, now it's time to throw it to a break. When we come back, we'll chat with both head coaches right after this.
At this time of the holiday season, we at Nichols Portable Buildings take this opportunity to wish you and your family the safest and happiest of holiday seasons. And now, a toast from the Nichols family. We wish you health, we wish you wealth, we wish you friends galore, we wish you heaven after death. Now who could wish you more? From the Nichols family to your family, happy holidays.
Here in Bartow County, we love our barbecue. And the barbecue we love best is Adams. Adams Barbecue. From a small stand on US 41 in the early 70s to our modern new restaurant at 140 East Felton, offers the best pork, beef, and chicken barbecue dishes you can find anywhere, plus all the trimmings, steaks and burgers too. All this and reasonable prices and quick service. You're going to love eating at Adams. Bring the family in this week. Adams Barbecue, 140 East Felton Road, just west of Joe Frank Harris Parkway.
What do customers love about Bartow County Bank?
That it's local and that everyone's so friendly and the service is impeccable. If you need something, you have someone to assist you immediately.
I see their new sign that says we have roots where others have branches, and that's so true.
I've banked here about 7 years now, and I loved every minute of it.
Oh, it's like family. That's the greatest thing.
If lawn and garden equipment is on your Christmas gift list, Taylor Farm Supply has everything you need in one convenient location. Mowers for commercial and residential use. Plus, this year, Taylor Farm Supply has added a line of Dingo Go-Karts by Manco. All different sizes for children and adults. One-seaters and two-seaters. Plus a variety of helmets. So if you're looking for a motorized gift for someone on your list, Taylor Farm Supply is the place. Leake Street by the railroad.
Catch Locally Speaking Fridays at 7 p.m. on Prestige Vision 4.
And welcome back. You're watching live coverage of the 1999 AA State Championship game. We're here at William Weinman Stadium, and it's time to now take a look at the coaches. Now, I spoke with Frank Barton earlier this week. We talked about his big win over Appling County last Friday down at the Georgia Dome and what he had planned for this week against Hart County, and this is what he had to say.
All right, Frank, big win for you last week. Your thoughts on the game?
Well, it was, Scott. I mean, it was a lot of fun. It was going down, trip down to the Dome. It was a situation where our kids handled it extremely well. They played well. They were focused, and they had the opportunity after the game to look back on it and enjoy it then. It was a situation where our community and our fans just had it was a great time. I mean, they had a chance to, a lot of them for the first time go down to the Dome. A lot of parents can take their kids down and show them the Dome. And, it was just a great all-around night for us here with this football program.
Now the other team you'll be facing now for the final game of the year, the state championship, Hart County will come here. They got a big win over Cedartown this weekend. How do you feel now playing them?
Well, Hart County's got a lot of speed. They do a great job on both sides of the ball. Defensively, they're a lot like us. They put speed over there, and they can run to the ball. And then offensively, they're multiple offensively. They can, they'll line up in four wides, anywhere from four wides to two ties. So, they do a lot of things. They can present some things that will be a challenge for our defense. And so, it's just a situation where we got to go back to work and prepare. And, hopefully go out and play well again one more time.
Now, the past couple of weeks, we've gone with 8-man front defensively. What are we going to do this week?
Well, I don't know. We met yesterday and talked a lot about it. I'm sure this will be a situation where kind of like Appling, when Appling was in a certain set, we were in this defense, and when Appling went to this set, we were in this defense. So it may be a situation when they personnel change, we personnel change. So it's going to be a game where there's going to be probably we'll have to have a lot of people coming in and out of the game just as well as they do, and just hopefully a game where we can recognize when they're going to do certain things.
And I've got a very strong defensive line. What is our offense going to have to do now on Saturday?
Well, the offensive line has played great the last, I'd say, 2 or 3 weeks. They've gradually gotten better and better and better as the playoffs have gone on, and this is going to be a huge challenge for them because now they're blocking guys that are about, I'd say, 6 foot to 6'2", anywhere from 190 to 220. So they're not big, huge kids that are just going to sit there. They're athletes. They're like basketball players. So, our kids are going to have to lock on to them and run their feet and make sure that we just stay on the blocks is the main thing. And, like I said, offensive line has played great, and it's going to be a challenge for them because, as I've told them, and it's held true the last 3 weeks, our games are won and lost in the offense and defensive line.
Now, are you all confident pretty much coming into this one after 14 straight wins and then a good showing down in the Dome?
Well, I don't know if confidence is a word for it. I just think that right now our kids are playing pretty good football. They're playing together as a team. Everybody has pretty much identified their role, and a lot of people have grown into their role. A lot of people like Chris Deach has grown into the role of being the quarterback and being a leader on the field, and he did a great job this past Friday doing that. So it's a situation where our team has matured, and they have fitted a lot of questions and a lot of, as I'd say, roles as a team. So, I think that we're doing some good things. I think that, the key is going to be, as always, go out this week on the practice field, mentally prepare, physically prepare, and then transferring that onto the game field on Saturday night.
How big is this to be having the state championship game back here in Cartersville?
Well, I mean, it's big. There's not but 4 of these going around on the state, and 1 in single A and double A and triple A and quad A. So having one here in Cartersville is huge, and Cartersville experienced that feeling in '91, and so we're just hoping that we're not really worried about but all that and that it is a game, and it's the next game that we've been looking for. But we got to prepare for it, and we got to go out and during our Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and make sure that we're ready to play this game as we have been the past few. So, it's big for the community, it's big for the school, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be 2 great football teams, but there again, it is another game for us, and it is a game that we want to make sure we're ready for.
You feel there'll be a big home field advantage?
Well, I think that'll be hopefully an advantage for us. I don't think Hart County's ever been over to our stadium before, and that's always good that you get somebody that has never been there. So I know we'll have a huge crowd, and as always, if they've done the last 2 or 3 weeks, they're going to be loud and be hollering, and that gets our kids ready to play. So. All that helps, and as I've said in the past about playing at home in the other playoff games, it just helps going through the same routine and that you do on Friday nights during the regular season when you play a home game.
What do you need to do to win this football game on Saturday?
Well, I think that obviously, as always in all the games, you got to play great defense. You got to win the kicking game, and the team that makes the least mistakes is going to win, and so. I think a lot of that comes with preparing during the week. So, probably if you ask that question, I think whoever prepares the best on Monday through Friday has got the best chance to win the ball game if they show up and play.
Your final thoughts now coming into the weekend?
Well, it's going to be a great game. It's going to be an exciting time for a lot of people, and Hart County's got a good football team, and hope everybody comes out and pulls for the Canes.
Well, good luck to you.
Thanks, Scott.
And welcome back. That was Cartersville head coach Frank Barden, and of course, obviously fired up for his first ever state championship game as a head coach. Well, we're going to throw it to a break. When we come back, we'll chat with Hart County head coach William Devane. Stick around. It's all coming up next.
The Storage Key celebrates over 25 years of dependable service in Bartow County. We have over 1,200 indoor and outdoor storage spaces, including climate-controlled units with 24-hour access 7 days a week. The Storage Key is the key to all your personal and commercial storage needs, offering monthly rental, over 20 different sizes, and rates starting as low as $21 per month. For the key to all your self-storage needs, call the Storage Key at 770-382-8585.
Looking for a convenient place to shop for all your athletic footwear, apparel, and accessories? Look no further than the Athlete's Locker. With a complete line of Nike, Adidas, and New Balance footwear in men's, women's, and children's sizes, along with a variety of team shoes. We also carry men and women's athletic apparel. If tennis rackets or accessories are what you need, the Athlete's Locker carries a great selection. Gift certificates are available. Mention this ad on your next visit and get $15 off your purchase. The Athlete's Locker, one-stop shopping for your athletic needs. 101 South Dixie Avenue, Cartersville, 382-0564.
This is Randy Wynn at Wynn Pontiac Vehicles GMC, here to tell you about the all-new 2000 Pontiac Bonneville. Take a look at the completely restyled Bonneville that can truly give you excitement and luxury with attitude. From the 3800 V6 supercharged engine to the new computer directional driving system called StabiliTrack, you are in control. So come on by and see all the new Millennium models at Wynn Pontiac Vehicles GMC, Highway 41, Carterville.
We were amazed. She took our credit information and did the loan app and said she had no problem. There was no problem in getting us a loan, and so the loan went through with no problem, and we got the house, and we were just all excited about it.
I was a little skeptical at first, but found out through my first dealings with them that I want to come back the second time. They've been nothing but professional, and I highly recommend Pine State Mortgage and Rena to anybody that's looking to do a VA loan.
Watch the Prestige Vision 4 News weeknights at 6:30, 7:30, and 10.
And welcome back to the Eye of the Hurricane Room. I'm Scott Singer along with Matt Santini as we're live here for the 1999 AA State title game. Well, on Tuesday of this week, I traveled up to Hart County and I caught up with Bulldog coach William Devane, and we talked about his win down in the Georgia Dome last week and then his thoughts on coming across the state to play Carterville tonight. And this is what he had to say.
That's right. We had a tremendous ball game there in Atlanta. Players really played well. Cedar Down jumped out to an early lead, 8-0, and then we kept our composure and came back and had a big win.
Now this weekend you go on the road to Carterville. How do you feel now coming into this one?
Well, we're excited. Of course, this is our chance. Hart County High School's first chance of a state championship. Carterville has a rich tradition. I think they won the state championship back in 1993. And I know Frank Barden and know him from his Stevens County days and got a lot of respect for him and his players and his coaching staff. So it's going to be an exciting game.
Now defensively, you've got an excellent defensive line. How do you feel they'll match up with Ronnie Brown and the Carterville running game?
Well, he's an excellent ball player. We've watched some video on him. He's a tremendous back. He's definitely one we're going to have to stop or at least slow him down. They run that wing T offense to perfection, so it's going to be a big challenge for us defensively.
Now on the other side of the football, your offensive game plan for this week?
Well, as usual, control the ball and hopefully get some points on the board and try to minimize the turnovers and penalties, and hopefully we can have another big game from our quarterback, Jeremiah Van Door. We had a real good game in the Georgia Dome.
How do you feel you match up with athletically with Carterville?
Well, they have some tremendous athletes, some skilled people that really can run. I think it's going to be a real good matchup because they have tremendous speed, and it kind of goes along with what we've done all year with our speed.
How big is this for Hart County and the program as a whole to be going on to the state championship game?
Well, like I said, this is huge because this is the first time in the school's history that we've had a chance to win a state championship. This is a big ball game, so I know we have a huge contingency of Hart County fans there in Carterville.
Now, you've done an excellent job here as head coach. Only one loss here in 2 seasons. What have you attributed that to?
Well, I think I attribute it mostly to the entire program. We have some really good kids. They have worked hard. I really pushed them this year, especially with the success we had last year in making it to the quarterfinals. And, of course, that was a big disappointment, losing to Mary Person. But we reevaluated everything after that loss and set our goals high, and I really pushed them hard, and they have responded.
Now, a lot of athletes this year. I saw that down in the Georgia Dome. Anyone going to be moving on to the college level next year?
Well, we hope. We got several guys that are being looked at this time and by different colleges, and we're just really trying to concentrate on winning this state championship, and then hopefully some of them will get a chance to move on and play college ball.
Moving back to the game, you've got to go on the road. How will that affect you, and what are you going to do to prepare for that?
Well, I believe we are a very good road team. We actually probably score more and give up less on the road than we do here at home. So I think the players get a chance to get focused. They get away from the home distractions, and I think they really like going on the road. We've been a very good road team, so hopefully we can be a good road team one more night.
Saturday night game, will that affect anybody?
No, I don't think so. I think playing in the Dome last Saturday was fine, and I think we adjusted well. And we kind of backed our practice schedule up to kind of fit a regular game week, so I think we'll be okay.
Your final thoughts now coming into the weekend?
Well, we're excited. Again, Carterville has a tremendous ball club, and like I said, I've known Frank Barton for a long time, and I really respect him and the things that he has done in Carterville. But we have a good program here, too, at Hart County. I want to, of course, praise our kids and our program and our fans, our communities has been electric this whole season. So we're really looking forward to it, and I think it's going to be a tremendous matchup.
Well, congratulations on a great year, and good luck to you on Saturday night, Coach.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Well, that was Hart County coach William Devane, and obviously excited for his first ever chance to coach in a state championship game. We'll stick around. We'll have all the starting lineups and a little breakdown of the offense and defense coming up next.
It pays to be a Kennesaw State University graduate. Close, convenient, affordable, and more accessible than ever, Kennesaw State offers over 40 bachelor programs, 9 graduate programs, and classes when you want them. Weekdays from 6:30 a.m. till 11 p.m. and weekend classes. The Kennesaw State faculty is committed to quality education. Call today 770-423-6300 or check us out at kennesaw.edu.
Holidays are usually happy days, special times with friends, visiting with family, and unfortunately these holiday seasons are when thefts and burglaries are most common. But you can protect your family and your possessions with effective, affordable security systems through Jolly Security Company. Alarm systems for every budget, for every need, for your home or your business. Call 386-8112. Jolly Security Systems. For an appointment to discuss your system needs, it's Jolly Security Systems, 386-8112.
From Emerson to Adairsville, Taylorsville to White, and Harley to Cartersville, the Daily Tribune News is always there and has been there for over 50 years. The Daily Tribune News is the only newspaper that brings complete and comprehensive coverage of local issues and local people, your neighbors and your neighborhoods, and the issues that affect us all. Don't miss another minute. Call now to subscribe. Congratulations, Hurricanes, on a great season from the Daily Tribune News.
This might be a good time to talk about the Michelin X1. Thanks to Michelin technology, it gives you long mileage and better wet braking than any rain tire. And that should make everyone on a wet road happy.
Mission Tire congratulates the Hurricanes on an undefeated regular season and the best of luck in the playoffs. 121 South Gilmer Street.
This game also brought to you by Hart County Telephone Company.
And welcome back to Weinman Stadium as we're here for the 1999 AA State Championship game. It's now time to take a look at the starting lineups, and we'll start it all off with the Carterville offense and their line doing a great job all year long. Josh Brock, Albert Turner, Matt Montgomery, Luke Bunce, and Derek Cown. And they'll have their work cut out for them today against a very good front four for Hart County. Continuing our coverage here, you take a look at the tight end, Maverick Bagley. Lavada Johnson is the split end, and Chris Griffin will be in the wingback position out of the wing tee. And in the backfield for the Hurricanes, Ronnie Brown will be the A-back out of the wing set, and J.J. Chapman will be the fullback. Chris Deach will be calling the signals under center. And they'll be squaring off against the Hart County defensive front. The front four, David Longsworth, Phil Blackwell, Marco Hunt, and Carlos Bates, the big man on the end. The linebackers for the Bulldogs are Patrick Martin, Josh Thornton, and Rico Jackson. And the defensive secondary for the Bulldogs, Tino Stowers, Antoine Wardell, Richard Teasley, and Dustin Ramsey. And this will be the first time, or the second time this year, that Hart County has seen a wing tee offense. And Matt, might be a little different for them, a whole lot more speed than they're used to seeing.
Scott, Cartersville's a lot quicker than North Forsyth, which is the other team that saw them play the wing tee defense. One thing, actually a couple things that I saw while reviewing film on this game. Number one, Hart County's linebackers play about 5 yards off the football. That's not going to suit them very well trying to stop this Cartersville their offensive running attack. They're going to have to adjust and come closer to the ball in order to stop it. The second thing is, a lot of teams have tried to run away from Carlos Bates. Yes, he's an outstanding player. He's a great athlete. But I think you could run the football at him, as he's an excellent pursuer to the play, but he doesn't really take on blockers as physically as you would think somebody his size would.
Well, there you have it, the breakdown of the game. We'll be right back after this with the Carterville defense and the Hart County offense.
Remember when a man's word was his bond, service was more than just talk, honesty and integrity were valued more than being politically correct? At Enterprise Oil, we remember the qualities that made us strong over 50 years ago are the same qualities you can count on today. Enterprise Oil has changed a lot in 50 years. In addition to wholesale fuels and lubricants and home heating products, the Enterprise Oil family includes 4 Enterprise Venture convenience stores and Patty's Truck Stop in Adairsville. The things that will never change at Enterprise are our values. Over 50 years of superior service because we remember and care. Good luck, Cartersville Hurricanes, in your quest to be the best.
If you're a Super Mr. Handyman do-it-yourselfer, this message is not for you. But for the vast majority of us who are uneasy on the roof, not very good with a hammer, a saw, or a acetylene torch, 386-8738 is a number we need to keep handy. It's the original fire restoration. All types of jobs for your home or business. Water damage, cleanup from frozen pipes or flooded basements, replacing gutters, rotted wood on decks or bathroom floors. The original fire restoration, your super handyman.
If you're looking for great barbecue, fabulous smoked chicken, and delectable steak and prime rib selections, and the finest holiday favorites to ever touch your tongue, then look no further than Big Rick's Smokehouse at 1120 North Tennessee Street. Big Rick's is also looking to take some of the holiday stress off your shoulders by offering smoked turkeys, hams, and other holiday side items.
From all of us at Big Rick's Barbecue, we'd like to thank you for your support in business and wish y'all a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year.
Don't forget to order your holiday turkey or ham today. Holiday shopping has never been easier at Golf Etc. in Carterville, Georgia. Their new line of Titleist balls and equipment is available for Christmas shoppers. Golf Etc. has a complete line of novelty gifts and custom fit clubs, and as always, gift certificates are on hand. Never forget about spicing up your game with professional golf lessons with their special Christmas prices. For all your golfing needs, look no further than Golf Etc., located in the North Corner Shopping Plaza at 908 Joe Frank Harris Parkway.
Happy holidays from all of us at Prestige Cable TV.
And welcome back. You're watching the Prestige Division 4 High School Football Game of the Week. It's the 1999 AA State Championship game between Carterville and Hart County. And we continue looking at the starting lineups as we take a look at Hart County's offensive unit. Across the front four, Justin Borello, Dustin Dyer, Jamie Burton, Phil Blackwell, and Caleb Wallace, the front five. They'll have to deal with Cartersville's front four defensively. The wide receivers are tight end John Vickery, Teddy Kraft, and Jeff Leard, younger brother of Auburn quarterback Ben Leard. And the backfield for the Bulldogs is Patrick Martin at tailback, Josh Thornton at fullback, and Jeremiah Van Doro had a big game down in the Georgia Dome at quarterback. And they'll be squaring off against Cartersville's front four, Charles Llewellyn, Albert Turner, Colby Brinson, and Jody Fletcher. They've done a magnificent job all year long. And then in the linebacking position, you'll see J.J. Chapman, Courtney Chapman, Jamarcus Watley, and Wes Gilmer. Expect J.J. Chapman to come in and out as he subs with Lavada Johnson, depending on the situation. And the defensive secondary for the Canes, Lee Miles is at one corner, Wes Ross is at the other, and Ronnie Brown will be playing center field back there at free safety. And once again, the Hurricanes are also seeing a team that has a lot of speed, something they haven't seen that much of this year. Matt, what's your take on this one?
Scott, my take is, number one, you have to wrap up Patrick Martin. He is very elusive. He could slip away from you, and he can come up with a big play. Number two, Jeremiah Van Dora. You have to put pressure on him, and you also have to shadow him along the line of scrimmage, because if he is pressured or if you got good coverage downfield, he will bring the ball down and he'll run. He can run for big yards if you don't watch him.
The key to this one, Cartersville, will we see some pressure on the quarterback today?
You're going to see a lot of pressure. You're going to see a lot of different looks, not only the 4-4 and 4-3 difference, but you're going to see some stunning. You're going to see a different linebacker, see Jamarcus Watley maybe blitz a little bit more. Just some different looks that maybe Hart County may not have seen in film.
Well, there you have it. We're going to throw it to a break. When we come back, we'll chat with some guests down here in the Eye of the Hurricane room. The kickoff is just a few minutes away. Stick around. It's all just coming up next.
We were amazed. She took our credit information and did the loan app and said she had no problem. There was no problem in getting us a loan, and so the loan went through with no problem, and we got the house, and we were just all excited about it.
I was a little skeptical at first, but found out through my first dealings with them that I want to come back the second time. They've been nothing but professional, and I highly recommend Pine State Mortgage and Rena to anybody that's looking to do a VA loan.
If lawn and garden equipment is on your Christmas gift list, Taylor Farm Supply has everything you need in one convenient location. Mowers for commercial and residential use. Plus, this year, Taylor Farm Supply has added a line of Dingo go-karts by Manco. All different sizes for children and adults. One-seaters and two-seaters. Plus a variety of helmets. So if you're looking for a motorized gift for someone on your list, Taylor Farm Supply is the place. Leake Street by the railroad.
This Christmas, get 3.9% on all half-ton 2000 full-size Sierra trucks, 2- and 4-wheel drive, regular cab or extended. Happy holidays from Wynn Pontiac Vehicles GMC, and go Canes!
What do customers love about Bartow County Bank?
That it's local and that everyone's so friendly and the service is impeccable. If you need something, you have someone to assist you immediately.
I see their new sign that says we have roots where others have branches, and that's so true.
I've banked here about 7 years now, and I loved every minute of it.
Oh, it's like family. That's the greatest thing.
Prestige Cable TV is proud to support the Hurricanes and all our local teams.
And welcome back to the Eye of the Hurricane Room. With me now are two familiar faces. Chip Rogers, a former voice of the Carterville Hurricanes, and to my left, Eric Matheson, a former chaplain for the team and former statistician and a Carterville graduate. We'll start with Chip. Chip, a big game. You've seen both teams play. What's your take on this one?
Scott, I got to say something first. A lot of things have changed since I've been here last, and school spirit and community spirit is just amazing in this town. And I got to show this to the folks at home. I mean, we now have Purple Hurricane bread. That is how big this football team has become in this community. I just wanted to point that out. But as far as looking at these two teams, one thing that really scares me about this Hart County team is that's that quarterback, Jeremiah Vandora. The kid had a great week last week, 15 out of 21, 191 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he's very smart. I looked in the paper, 13-10 on the SAT. This is a kid that you would not think is going to get rattled, so Carterville was going to have to keep him contained tonight. And, you pointed out this defense for Hart County is outstanding, but Carterville, of course, has that advantage with the wing T. That's an offense this team has not seen too often, except in the situation with North Forsyth. And Carterville has the speed, and when you've got a wing T and you've got a lot of speed, that's a very difficult offense to contain. I'm not sure that Hart County can score enough points tonight to keep up with Carterville.
Should we see a high-scoring game tonight?
I think it's going to be higher scoring than Hart County would like it. They are, used to throwing the shutout. In fact, as Matt pointed out earlier in the program, they give up just 9 points a game. Here in the playoffs, they've been even better. They've given up just 5 points a game, and you figure only 5 points a game against the best competition in the state. But tonight they're seeing something a little different, a much faster team with a different offense, the type of offense you don't practice against. So I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot of points scored, especially for Carterville.
Well, there you go. Now we're going to take a quick look back to 91. Eric, you were there during those years. What's your take on this game, and kind of how is it similar to the situation in 91?
Well, I remember the weather's kind of the same. It had kind of been a rainy, cloudy, cold day, and then came out, and that team was not nearly as talented as this team. A lot more speed, a lot of ability. I used to think that the best team that Carterville ever had was in 1975. That team went 10-0 in the regular season, lost the first round of the playoffs. That 91 team was a good team, but this, in my opinion, is the most talented football team that Carterville's had. 11 kids on defense that can all fly to the ball. Offensively, they do a lot of things. My thinking tonight is they've tried to not give the ball to Ronnie Brown too much with the slick conditions and it being tight. I think he's going to need to get the ball a lot of times in the second half. I think that's going to be a big key because he's the real deal.
Now, coming back to Cartersville, how has the community been, and is it similar or different from 91?
Oh, it's very similar, but I think they've got a great crowd and ready to go.
Great. Well, there you have it. We're going to go back up to the booth right now. We'll have the kickoff for you in just a few minutes. Stick around.
This might be a good time to talk about the Michelin X1. Thanks to Michelin technology, it gives you long mileage and better wet braking than any rain tire. And that should make everyone on a wet road happy.
Mission Tire congratulates the Hurricanes on an undefeated regular season and the best of luck in the playoffs. 121 South Gilmer Street.
From Emerson to Adairsville, Taylorsville to White, and you Harley to Cartersville. The Daily Tribune News is always there and has been there for over 50 years. The Daily Tribune News is the only newspaper that brings complete and comprehensive coverage of local issues and local people, your neighbors and your neighborhoods, and the issues that affect us all. Don't miss another minute. Call now to subscribe. Congratulations, Hurricanes, on a great season from the Daily Tribune News.
It says here major changes are ahead for America's electric utility industry. Before you know it, outsiders will be stuffing my mailbox with all kinds of offers. But they won't offer what I've got now, a community where all the citizens own the utility. That gives me a voice when it comes to my electric service. If I have a question, I make a local phone call, not a 1-800 call. Outside companies have to answer to stockholders all over the world. My community-owned utility answers to me. The rates are pretty low, too.
Serving you since 1904.
Want a great movie? Pay-per-view it on Prestige Cable TV.
The 1999 Carterville Hurricanes have made history, winning 14 games in a row and sitting one win away from a state title. But in the way now is Hart County. The Bulldogs are also undefeated as they play for their first ever state championship.
It's big for the community, it's big for the school, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be two great football teams, but there again, it is another game for us, and it is a game that we want to make sure we're ready for.
I think it's going to be a real good matchup because they have tremendous speed, and it kind of goes along with what we've done all year with our speed.
Both teams have explosive offenses. The Bulldogs will ride their breakaway pass attack, led by Jeremiah Vandora, who has thrown for over 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns. But the eye of the Hurricane revolves around AA State Player of the Year Ronnie Brown, who has over 1,800 yards on the ground and has scored 23 touchdowns. Both teams are perfect coming in, but something must give tonight. So as the lights come on at Weinman Stadium, the Canes will welcome the Dogs on their first trip to Hurricane Alley. And welcome to William Weinman Stadium for the 1999 AA State Championship game. I'm Scott Singer along with Matt Santini as we're back up here in the booth, and we're about 10 minutes away from kickoff. Both teams are in the locker room, and what an exciting atmosphere it is here at Weinman Stadium tonight, Matt.
Scott, what a battle it was already to get from the eye of the Hurricane room up here to the booth in just over 3 minutes. They are shoulder to shoulder, a raucous crowd. Standing room, they brought in extra stands across both end zones. They are both full, and there was standing room only all around the track. This is fantastic. I was here in 91. This exceeds 91 by a pretty good bit.
Well, the kickoff is just minutes away. Both teams coming in at 14-0 on the year. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll go down to the field with Aaron. Plus, we'll take a look at the Hurricanes as they come out of the locker room. It's all just ahead. Stick around.
The After Christmas sale before Christmas at the Handmaiden is underway now. Save up to 50% on ornaments, seasonal gift items, stockings, Christmas trees, and wreaths. Also save on novelties, florals, and holiday flags that could be the perfect gift for a friend or a great addition to your own holiday collection. For all your last-minute holiday shopping and decorating needs, visit the Handmaiden, located under the bridge in downtown Cartersville. The Handmaiden is open 10 to 6 Monday through Friday.
U.S. Industrial Supply is proud to be a supporter of Cartersville Purple Hurricanes football. U.S. Industrial Supply would also like to congratulate the Hurricanes on an undefeated regular season with the hopes that they can make it 15-0 in a win and a state championship victory. U.S. Industrial Supply is a world of nuts, bolts, and other industrial supply items. And with over 300 combined years of experience in the industry, they are more than qualified to be your industrial supply headquarters. U.S. Industrial Supply, 622 South Tennessee Street, 382-6100.
Through the ages, people and events have come along that have altered our lives forever. You can prepare for change that occurs in your life and the lives of those you love by pre-planning your funeral service. Pre-planning shows the one you love that you care about their needs and at the same time lets you choose the type of service you desire. I'm Joe Tilley. Call me today at the Pointed Jennings Funeral Home at 770-382-0034. Pre-planning is the right thing to do.
Do you enjoy fancy meals, lots of things you'd have to look up in a book to know what you're eating? Well, that's not Cody J's. We've got plain old country cooking done right. Fried chicken, country fried steak, lots and lots of vegetables from turnip greens and okra to squash casserole and pinto beans. Desserts, banana puddings, cherry pie, good food, good value, good service. Come see us at Cody J's or call ahead and order for takeout. And come hungry, Cody J's, Old Mill Road at South Irwin Street.
Watch the Betty Crane Variety Hour Mondays at 8 on Prestige Vision 4.
And welcome back to William Weinman Stadium for the 1999 AA State Championship. I'm Scott Singer along with Matt Santini up here in the booth as the captains for Hart County are coming onto the field. We'll have the coin toss for you in just a second. It's now time to go down to the field. Aaron Batcher, what do you have for us?
All right, Scott, well, it doesn't get any more evenly matched than it is tonight. Both teams 14-0. Both teams are known for their speed as they're coming out right now. Dr. Jones is the team doctor. What do you think? There's a kink in the plan tonight because the field is a little bit damp. Is that going to affect speed?
It's going to affect both teams. Both teams will have to deal with the same conditions. It's not much worse than it is normally, and they rely on speed like you said. We do too. I think it'll be a nice matchup. It's not going to be as fast as the Dome.
That's very true. Another thing they have to contend with, Hart County had a 3-hour drive today. They may be a little tired, but as Coach Devane said, they like to play on the road. But what they don't have is this home crowd advantage. Take a look at this. Have you ever seen more team spirit than the purple and gold for the Canes? This is Jimmy Hatch. What do you think? Are they going to win tonight?
I don't know. It's going to be a tough game.
All right. We'll send it back up to you all.
Thanks, Aaron, and it will be a tough game. Two undefeateds going at it, 14-0 apiece. This one's for all the marbles as the Hurricane captains meet up at midfield. Ronnie Brown, Albert Turner, Ronnie Brown, Courtney Chapman, and Chris Deach are the captains for the Hurricanes tonight. For the visiting Hart County Bulldogs, Tino Stowers, Josh Thornton, and Jamie Burton have the honors. And we'll await the coin toss as they go down to midfield right now. And Matt, a big situation here. The Hurricanes have lost the past two coin tosses, and they've gotten the ball first, but they've stuck it in the end zone. How important is it to get the football early in this one?
Scott, I wouldn't mind if that happened again. Hart County is a team that more than likely wins the toss. They will defer. They are a team that is predicated on defense. We talked in the pregame show. This is a team that's only given up 10 points a game through the regular season, and as Chip alluded to, even better than that as they've gotten tougher competition in the playoffs. Look for them to defer, and once again, look for Carterville to come out and set the tone offensively and hopefully take control of this game. It's a lot easier to play from ahead than it is from behind. And that's exactly what has happened, Scott.
Well, Hart County has won the toss, and the Hurricanes have taken the ball first. So the offense will go on the field, and we'll see if Hart County can stop the Hurricanes' attack as Chris Deach comes off, and the Canes are ready to play football as the captains will come back to rev them all up as the Canes still in Hurricane Alley, getting their final words of preparation from Cartersville head coach Frank Barton, and here they come. The 1999 Region 7 AA champions, the Cartersville Purple Hurricanes, coming out of the smoke here at Weinman Stadium. And what an atmosphere. Two undefeated teams at 14-0 going head-to-head tonight for the state title and the rights to wear a ring for the rest of their lives. The fans are on their feet here on the home side of the field. On the visiting side, Hart County has brought an equal number. It is standing room only at Weinman Stadium as the Hurricanes come onto the field. They'll assemble in the south end zone and get ready to come through their banner. There's no place like a state championship here in Cartersville. as the Hurricanes will get ready to take the field. On the other side of the field, Hart County getting ready to come through their banner. The Hurricane Band is on the field, the fans are on their feet, and we're ready to play football as you see the Bulldogs coming through, the champions of Region 8. Once again, we've said it all along, 2 undefeateds with a whole lot of speed on both sides of the football. And now the Canes come through their banner, and we're ready to play football here at Weinman Stadium, Matt.
Scott, everybody made it through the run-through all right. You always hate to see something like that happen in the beginning of the game. But, man, is this team fired up? I'm fired up. I know you're fired up. What an outstanding atmosphere. The fans and this whole community is to be given credit for just the tremendous outpouring of love and support that this Carterville Purple Hurricane team has gotten, especially through the playoffs. But like what happened last week at the Dome, I think Carterville did an excellent job of not being enamored too long with their surroundings. And that's a testament to Coach Barden. Had his players come out, were very focused in the pregame, came out and got down to business. I know there's a lot of emotion, a lot of distractions in playing at home in a game like this. You know, you've got friends calling you, you've got parents bugging you, want to make sure everything's all right. And a coach like Coach Barton has kept them on an even keel and really focused all year long. I expect them to come out and play within themselves and just be consistent and strong, just like they've been all season.
Well, the Hurricanes will get the ball first, as you see Chris Deach and his numbers there, 140 attempts, 69 completions. That's 49% for over 1,500 yards. He has 18 touchdowns to only 8 interceptions. And the Hurricanes will get the ball first, and this has been key. The last 2 weeks, they've gotten the ball first and taken it to the house on their first possession. And the Canes with their helmets in the air know they're getting the football. Hart County pumping it up on the far side of the field. The Hurricanes with gold helmets, purple jerseys, and white breeches will meet up with the Bulldogs, who are wearing their black helmets, white shirts, and white pants tonight. The Canes will spread the field to return this one.
Scott, last week against Cedartown, Hart County just pooch kicked every time they had the opportunity to kick.
And if you look at the Hurricanes lining it up for the kickoff, nobody is back deep. Chris Griffin standing across the 25-yard line at the 26, and Jeremiah Van Dora will kick it off for the Bulldogs. They bring everyone to the left side, and we'll see if they shift. They did against Cedartown a week ago. Van Dora gives the call, and now the Bulldogs will shift, and the Hurricanes are going to shift as well as they mix it up. 6 men across the front line for the Canes. 3 back near the 40-yard line, and it's a little pooch kick again. That ball's going to go toward the sidelines. Lavada Johnson picks it up at the 6. He's across midfield and out to the 40-yard line, down at the 38-yard line of Hart County. And there was a big surprise in the special teams. Hart County has not seen anybody bring one back. Normally people fair catch that, but when you got hands like Lavada Johnson, you see him bring it back, and the Hurricane offense is in business early, deep inside Bulldog territory with 11:54 to go here in the opening quarter.
Scott, very reminiscent of one of the last plays we saw here 2 weeks ago where Lavada Johnson recovers an onside kick, really went up and got that. This time, a ball that probably should have been fair caught. He allows it to come down, but ends up turning something kind of risky into a big play. Carterville is in business.
Well, the Hurricanes will start out of the wing tee as they bring Ronnie Brown in at the fullback, and they move JJ to the wingback position. They're going to send Lee Miles in motion, and they give it to him around the left end. On the halfback option, he throws it deep. Lavada's there, and the Hurricanes are in the end zone. Just like that, the Canes have stuck 6 on the board here at Weinman Stadium, and Lavada Johnson takes it to the house. The Hurricanes score on the opening play of the game. We haven't seen it all year. This is what a play by Lee Miles as he throws it deep to a wide open Lavada Johnson, and the Hurricanes draw first blood in the state championship game. Take a look at the replay of this one. Lee Miles gets the ball here. Looks like he could run, but he throws it deep, and he puts this one on the money to a wide open Lavada Johnson, and the Hurricanes score first as David Thompson comes in to attempt the extra point. The snap is down, the kick is up, but we've got penalty flags on the field.
Scott, I know hindsight's 20/20. I was going to say before kickoff, Lee Miles has been quiet for the last couple of weeks, and look for him to do something big, and he did right there.
The penalty will be offsides against Hart County, so that will move the Canes half the distance to the goal line as Thompson steps up to kick it again. The snap is down, the kick is up, And the Hurricanes lead it 7-0 on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard. We'll take 30 seconds and come back with the kickoff right after this.
What do customers love about Bartow County Bank?
That it's local and that everyone's so friendly and the service is impeccable. If you need something, you have someone to assist you immediately.
I see their new sign that says we have roots where others have branches, and that's so true.
I've banked here about 7 years now, and I loved every minute of it.
Oh, it's like family. That's the greatest thing.
And welcome back to William Weinman Stadium as the Hurricanes have put 7 on the board. They lead it 7-0 on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard. And what a play it was. The big halfback option from Lee Miles to a wide open Lavada Johnson, and the Hurricanes score first. With 11:46 to go here in the first quarter, the Canes are on the board. A 38-yard strike for the Hurricanes offensively, and now David Thompson set to kick it off. A very dangerous return team for Hart County, and he sends this one deep. It'll be fielded inside the 5, and he's going to bring it back across the 15, out at the 20, still on his feet, and brought down hard at the 23-yard line. J.J. Chapman coming up to make the stick. The ball carrier, Jermaine Durham.
Well, this effort by the Carterville kicking game, a lot better than we've seen in previous weeks. A lot of times opponents have been getting the ball up around the 40-yard line to the point where we've kind of considered kicking the ball out of bounds and giving them the ball at the 35. This time, J.J. Chapman, great kick by David Thompson, good hang time, very deep, and J.J. Thompson pinning Hart County back.
David Thompson with an excellent kick. And now the Bulldogs will come up to the line of scrimmage, running out of that power I. Vandora goes under center, tight end to the right side, and he gives it right up the middle. Now keeps it outside. It's brought out of bounds. Patrick Martin, the ball carrier. A good fake to the fullback. Got me looking in the wrong direction, and Martin went around the left side of the formation. A big pickup for the Bulldogs on first down. It'll bring up second and short. Ball will be spotted across the 30-yard line out near the 32. It'll be about a yard short of the first down. Brings up second and 1 with 11:32 to go in the first quarter. And the clock stops as he goes out of bounds. Now the Bulldogs will spread the field with 3 wide receivers, 1 back in the backfield, 1 to the left side, a 4-receiver set, and Vandora drops back to pass, throws to the flat. The ball is on the ground, and the Hurricanes have fallen on it, and they're going to rule that an incomplete pass. That was very close to a lateral. Looked like it should have been a live football from our vantage point, Matt.
Scott, late call by actually the referee was the first one to do it. And actually that is very close even from that excellent camera coverage we had right there. But you can see the side judge in the background really hesitated, wasn't really sure of them themselves. And actually the referee made the call before the side judge did. I don't know how he had the angle on that, but either way, it's 3rd and 1.
So the Bulldogs come up with a big play here, and they'll run out of the eye for the first time tonight. Tight end to the right side, and they give it to the fullback up the middle. Vandora keeps it, rather, as he fakes to the fullback. He'll get the first down and more as he gets close to the 40-yard line. And that'll be a Bulldog first down, and you can go ahead and move the chains. Ball spotted at the 39-yard line with 11:21 to go in the first.
Scott, Jeremiah Vandora is a very good quarterback, a very heady kid. And you can tell real well, as everybody else can, he's doing an excellent job of faking when he's running the option, as even we're getting fooled up here in the booth as to where the ball's going.
3 wide receivers, slot back for the Bulldogs, and Vandora goes under center, and this time he's going to give it to the tailback, and he gets around Martin as the ball carrier, gets across the 40, and he's hit hard and brought down after a short gain for the Bulldogs on first down.
You got to wrap up Patrick Martin, or else he's going to shake free. That time wasn't able to get ahead of steam after the first contact, but he was still on his feet until Ronnie Brown came running over from the free safety spot.
That'll bring the ball up to the 43-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play. Brings up second and 6 for the Bulldogs. They'll run out of the eye as Hart County comes up to the line of scrimmage. 2 wide receivers to the right side of the formation, 1 to the left side, eye backfield for Vandora. And he drops back to pass, throws for the flat, has a receiver, and it's incomplete. Ball is in and out of his hands.
Scott, that ball was ruled incomplete, but that sure did look like an interception. Not a big complaint by the Cartersville side, but that ball looked like it ricocheted off the receiver and into Wes Gilmer's hands.
Ball was intended for Teddy Kraft. He had a big day down at the Georgia Dome. And watch the play here. He drops it. Looks like it hits the ground and then falls into the defensive back's hands. So that'll bring up 3rd and 6 now for the Bulldogs, and once again they'll spread it out. 3 wide receivers, an offset I backfield, and Vandora runs off the play action. He rolls out, has some time, throws it deep, has a receiver, and it's incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down, and we'll see what the Bulldogs do now. They had a wide open receiver in the flat. Ball intended for number 5, Tino Stowers, but the ball went incomplete, and now the Bulldogs look like they'll punt this one away.
And you can see on the replay, another good play action, forcing the Carterville defensive end in, and he did it. Stowers was open. Fortunately, that ball a little overthrown. One thing you got to look out for, Scott, Vandora is also the punter. He's an excellent punter, but we've already seen he's got a good throwing arm.
Watch for any type of trick play here. And the Canes have been working on this all week long. Back deep to receive, Lee Miles. Vandora gets the ball and sends it deep, and that's a great kick. Lee Miles will attempt the fair catch at the 20-yard line, and that's where the Hurricanes will take over 1st and 10. So with 10:17 to go in the first quarter, the Carterville defense has come up big, and now their offense will get another crack at it. They lead it 7-0 on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard. What a series defensively we saw there, Matt.
Scott, just fantastic. It's the same way it's played out the last couple of weeks, where a team doesn't want the ball to start with. Carterville comes out and scores, and then they get a stop on their first defensive possession, or on their first defensive, they get a first defensive stop, and then now Carterville's got a chance to really get some breathing room if this offense can take control and move the ball down the field.
Canes will work out of the wing tee. Lavada Johnson split out wide to the left side of the formation. They give it to Ronnie Brown up the middle, and he powers his way across the 25-yard line. A pickup of 5 on the play on 1st down, and the Canes will be facing a 2nd and 5 with 10:07 to play here in the first quarter as Ronnie Brown powers it through the middle of the defense. J.J. Chapman checking into the game. He'll replace Lee Miles. And the Canes will come up to the line of scrimmage. Ball spotted at the 25-yard line. Brings up 2nd and 5 with 9:45 to go here in the first quarter. Hurricanes will once again run out of the wing tee. Lavada in tight this time, and they're going to send J.J. Chapman in motion. They give it to him around the left end. He bobbles it a little bit and is caught right at the line of scrimmage and brought down. Might have lost a yard on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and long for the Canes.
Well, that time they ran J.J. out of the A-back position and gave it to him around end. Bobbled the exchange a little bit with Chris Deach. Fortunately, held onto the ball. He may not have gained any yards on that play, but at least he had the presence of mind to tuck it away before he tried to head upfield.
So the ball will be spotted just shy of the 25-yard line. Brings up 3rd and 6 as Chris Deach gets the call from the sidelines and brings it into the huddle. The Bulldogs show their 4-3 again as the Canes come up to the line as they break the huddle. Lavada Johnson is split out wide to the right side of the formation, out of the wing tee. Deach will go under center. As he looks over the defense, he now is going to send Chapman in motion. And he drops back, throws for the flat, has Lavada Johnson. He's wide open at the 40, at midfield. It's going to be a foot race at the 40, the 30, the 25, the 20. Lavada with a stiff arm, and he's brought down to the 10-yard line of Hart County. And the Hurricane offense is walking through the Hart County D. And Lavada Johnson has come to play in what will be his final high school football game.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Pretty much Lavada Johnson going through this Hart County defense. An excellent throw by Chris Deach. I was about to remark that finally a team's going to put 2 people out there on Lavada, but just an excellent throw. Hart likes playing zone, and that time Deach finds the seam in it. What an excellent effort, shaking a tackle and getting all that extra yardage. Big gain of 65.
So the Hurricanes knocking on the door again at the 10-yard line with 8:26 to play in the first quarter. They'll run with 1 back in the backfield. Wing to the right side is Courtney Chapman. Double tight ends. Deach is going to send Chapman in motion, and now they give it to him around the left end. Chapman at the 5. And he's hit right back at the 10, rather. He's brought down right at the original line of scrimmage. Very little gain. He'll get maybe a yard on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 8. Give him 2 on that carry. And the Hurricanes continue to run the clock with 7:51 to go in the first. And now Chris Griffin will check into the game as Deach gets the call from the sideline.
Scott, this Hart County defense, particularly the inside players, are good at pursuing. I'd like to see Carterville just go ahead and square it up a few times and run straight at him and see if they could play man-to-man football.
Canes will once again run with double tight ends out of the wing tee. And they go right up the middle of the field to Ronnie Brown, who powers inside the 5. He'll be brought down at about the 4-yard line. So it'll bring up 3rd and 3 for the Canes. They can still get a first down without scoring, but it would be very close. Matt Popham checking into the game to replace Charles Fluellen. And Deach will come back in with the play.
With this alignment, I don't see anything else but just run it straight at him, Scott.
Hurricanes coming with a full house backfield with Chapman, Brown, and Griffin in the backfield, and they give it to Ronnie right up the middle of the field, and he powers his way near the goal line. He's going to be just a few inches short, and that may give the Canes the first down. We'll see where the ball is spot.
There's about 10 inches between the goal line and the first down marker, Scott, and I believe they're going to have to measure this one because he's definitely not in the end zone, but matter of fact, they're not even going to measure it. First down, Canes from the 10-inch line.
It's a first down for Carterville, and they're knocking on the door again, inches away from the goal line. And they're going to bring Courtney Chapman into the game. You can expect that full house backfield again as Chris Griffin checks out. Canes coming up to the line of scrimmage. Tight end to the right side, full house, and Deach drives over the top. And he fumbles the football. Hart County takes over in the end zone. So a huge break for the Bulldogs defensively. 6:08 to play here in the first quarter, and the Bulldogs take over at their own 20-yard line. Canes were knocking on the door, and a big break for the Bulldogs as the ball came loose as Deach went over the top. Take a look at the replay, and he just loses the football trying to stick it over. And Hart County falls on it in the end zone. A tough break for the Hurricanes offensively. And now the Bulldogs will go to work at their own 20-yard line. The first turnover of the game benefits Hart County.
Well, the defense was good in the first series. They're going to need to be even better in this second series. Maybe a big hit or a good quick 3 and out. Maybe even a turnover, get the ball back to pick up Chris Deach in this Carterville offense. But they were effective moving the ball, Scott, and that'll come into play later.
High formation for the Bulldogs, and now they don't like the defensive set. So the Bulldogs will call timeout, and so it's going to be a penalty called against Hart County, so not a timeout. That'll back them up 5 on the delay of game, and now Hart County will go to work out of the eye. 2 wide receivers to the left side of the formation, and they pitch it outside to the tailback, and he gets across the 15-yard line and is brought down at about the 17. Brings up 2nd and long now for the Bulldogs offensively.
Scott, that was Jermaine Durham carrying the ball that time. He was in for Patrick Martin. Look at him tonight. He's kind of the Hart County equivalent to Chris Griffin. They bring him in kind of as a change of pace. He's got a lot of good speed. He's a very good complement to Patrick Martin.
So the Bulldogs will operate 2nd and 13 with 5:31 to go in the first quarter. And they go right up the middle of the field to the fullback Thornton, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage and brought down for no gain. So that'll bring up 3rd and long for Hart County. And a big play now for both sides of the football.
I know it's 3rd and long, Scott, but if you give Van Dora a whole lot of time back there in the backfield, he'll be able to pick you off. Watch for Carterville to do a good quick stun, or at least send 1 linebacker, or if not 2, to force him either to make a bad throw or to tuck it and run.
Ball spotted at about the 17.5-yard line. Hart County runs with 4 wide receivers this time. Van Dora dropping back. Now he's going to go on the quarterback draw up the middle, and he's hit hard. Brought down by Jody Fletcher, and big number 44 comes in to make the stop.
Scott, that's exactly what this defense has done all year long. They've picked up, they've made big plays. They've just done it. They've done it again right here. You can see Jody Fletcher this time lined up on the interior and just taking an inside path, just beating the tackle and getting in the backfield before anything's allowed to develop.
So the Bulldogs will have to punt it away. Van Dora goes back to his own goal line, and he gets the snap. The Canes bring a couple in, and now he kicks it off The ball will bounce at the 45. Lee Miles picks it up at midfield, turns it up. He's at the 45 and brought down at the 43-yard line of Hart County. A dangerous play. That ball hit somebody's foot. It could have been Levada's. But Lee Miles had the sense to pick the ball up and not just let it roll. And the Hurricanes, with a nice pickup down at the 42-yard line, is where they're going to spot it. And the Canes have a 1st and 10 situation with 4:06 to play in the first quarter. Deach coming from the sidelines with the play. 1st and 10 as the Canes come up to the line of scrimmage.
Scott, you had some success running the ball this last series. I think this is a good time to run a play action and just go deep, go for the other quick score.
Wing T, and they're going to send Ronnie Brown in motion, and they give it to him around the right end. Brown's got some room to run. He's across the 35, the 30, the 25, and brought down at the 23-yard line. Another first down for the Canes offensively, and Hart County not doing a lot on the defensive side of the ball right now.
No, they're not, but let me tell you the one thing they did do that time. Ronnie Brown just explodes through defenders. That time a great touchdown-saving tackle by Teddy Kraft. Really one of the best tackles we've seen on Ronnie Brown all year, and he just barely got a hold of him.
Canes will run the tight end to the left side of the formation. 2 backs in the backfield. They're going to send Chapman in motion, and they give it to Ronnie Brown up the middle. He powers near the 20-yard line. A gain of 3 or 4 on the play. And the clock will continue to run with 3.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Deach comes over to the sidelines to get the play from Carterville head coach Frank Barden. Brings up 2nd and 6, so Brown gets 4 on the carry. Ball spotted just across the 20-yard line as the Canes come up to the line of scrimmage. Once again, they'll run out of the wing T. They'll bring Griffin in at the wing back. Ronnie in at the slot back, and they go right up the middle of the field to J.J. Chapman, who powers down near the 18-yard line. A gain of 1.5 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 5 as the clock continues to run with 2:49 to play here in the first quarter. Carterville leading it 7-0 on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard.
Scott, Aaron talked about the field conditions right before the game. You're definitely in David Thompson field goal range. I think at this point you're going to go ahead and you go ahead and run the football, as Hart County's had trouble stopping you all night. And if you're uncertain about the field conditions, you just go for it on 4th.
David Longworth checks back into the game for Hart County as the Canes work out of the wing again. They're going to send Brown in motion, and they give it to him around the left end. Ronnie trying to get to the corner, dodges one tackler, now tries to turn upfield and is caught for a short loss. It'll bring up 4th down. This will be a long field goal attempt, so we'll see what Coach Barton's decision is here. Fourth down for the Hurricanes. I don't see David Thompson coming. There he is. He's coming on the field, so the Canes look like they'll punt it away. Or kick it, rather. Deach will be holding at the 29-yard line. This will be a 39-yard attempt for the senior kicker. 1:35 to go in the first quarter. The snap is down. The kick is blocked, or faked, rather, and he throws for the end zone. And we've got a pass interference call in the end zone as Charles Flellen went up for the pass. What a play there. And the Hurricanes looking good offensively with a trick play here.
Scott, they're giving Hart County a little bit of their own medicine from last week. Hart used a lot of trick plays. I think this one's going to go against Carterville, though, as they're swapping sides. Charles Flewell, and the ball was intended for him, and he pushed one of the Hart County defenders in the back in the end zone.
So the pass interference call goes against the Canes, and Hart County will decline that penalty and take over on downs with 1:26 to go here in the first quarter. Refs still discussing things with the Hart County defense, and now we'll hear the call.
I got interference on the offense, also carries, loss of down.
So with the loss of down, Hart County will take over. It'll be 1st and 10. So they will accept the penalty. And that'll be 15 yards against the Hurricanes. And Hart County will take over with fairly good field position. Ball at the 35-yard line. We'll wait till they get set. 1:26 to go in the first quarter. Now they'll run the clock. Hart County with the football. Back at their own 35-yard line. Bulldogs at the line of scrimmage. Wing to the left side, and Van Dorn is going to pitch it outside to the tailback. And Martin gets across the 35, and he's brought down at the 37-yard line. There is a flag on the play. Patrick Martin, the ball carrier.
And Ronnie Brown just laying it to him that time, and they've got words after the play. Doesn't really matter as Courtney Chapman was held in pursuit. This will go against Hart County. You should be able to see it on the instant replay. Right near the line of scrimmage, just as Martin is reaching the line. A little bit after the penalty, but Courtney Chapman obviously held on his way to pursue Patrick Martin.
And Ronnie Brown with a big hit defensively. Referee's going to tack off the yardage against Hart County. That'll back him up some.
Holding on the offense. We're going to repeat first down.
So it'll bring up 1st and 20 for the Bulldogs. Ball spotted back at the 26-yard line with 1:18 to go in the first quarter. Van Dorn gives the plays to his offense, and he'll bring him up to the line of scrimmage. 3 wide receivers set this time. They'll bring Thornton in as a slot back, and Van Dorn under play action, rolls out, has some time. Now he's going to throw to the flat, and that ball is incomplete. It was intended for number 9, Jeff Leard, on the far sidelines. So the clock stops with 56.9 seconds to play in the first. Hurricanes leading at 7-0 on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard.
And that time, Levada Johnson had great coverage on the outside. One thing that Cartersville needs to improve on a little bit is their defensive end containment. Van Dorn making excellent play fakes, and he's been able to get to the outside a couple times as a result of the defensive end pursuing the fake instead of staying at home and watching the quarterback.
Well, the Dogs come up to the line of scrimmage, 4 wide receivers, 2 split out to the right side, 2 to the left. Van Dorn with 1 back in the backfield, drops back, now looks deep, has a receiver, and it's caught up near the 30-yard line, but he's brought down right in his tracks. Coming on to make the tackle, number 16, Wes Ross.
And Scott, we've said it all season long, you don't see people throw at Wes Ross very often, and that's the reason why. He usually has great coverage. You can see Van Dorn does have a lot of time, makes a good throw, but not a big gain, and Wes Ross is right there to make the play.
So Jeff Leard gets his first catch of the night, and it'll bring up 3rd and long for the Bulldogs. The clock winds under 20 seconds to play in the first. Canes are leading at 7-0 on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard. And the Dogs will overload to the right side of the formation. 4 wide receivers set again, trips to the right side, and Van Dorn drops back with some time. Now he's going to roll out under some pressure. Here comes Llewellyn after him, and Charles Llewellyn's going to bring him down at the 30-yard line, and the Hurricanes hold on 3rd and long, and they're going to get the ball back.
And that's exactly the way you play that if you're a defensive end. Did not go for the fake, stood up, did not over-pursue. Very easy to over-pursue when you got a quarterback like this. Charles Llewellyn also took a great pursuit angle, did not allow him to get to the line of scrimmage. And the result is no gain, and Cartersville's going to get this football back.
And that'll do it for quarter number 1 with Cartersville on top of Hart County, 7-0 in the 1999 AA championship game. We'll take a break and be right back after this.
If lawn and garden equipment is on your Christmas gift list, Taylor Farm Supply has everything you need in one convenient location. Mowers for commercial and residential use. Plus, this year, Taylor Farm Supply has added a line of Dingo go-karts by Manco. All different sizes for children and 2-seaters, plus a variety of helmets. So if you're looking for a motorized gift for someone on your list, Taylor Farm Supply is the place. Leake Street by the railroad.
And welcome back. You're watching the Prestige Division IV High School Football Game of the Week. I'm Scott Singer, along with Matt Santini up here in the booth. This is the AA State Championship game. Carterville leading it 7-0 as we get ready to start the second quarter. Jeremiah Van Dora standing inside his own 20, gets the snap and sells this one deep. Lee Miles will pick it up at the 35. He tries to turn upfield and he's brought down right there. No gain on the play for the Canes. And Carterville will take over. So the Hurricanes with the ball at their own 34-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 coming back the other way with 11:50 to play here in the first half.
Albert Turner coming off the field. He's shaken up on that play. Going to need to shuffle in a replacement. Look like it's going to be number 73, Matt Popham. He'll get some immediate attention. Looks to be a wrist.
So the Canes come up to the line of scrimmage. Ball spotted about the 33-yard line is where they're going to put it down. Two backs in the backfield. That's Griffin and Brown. J.J. Chapman goes in motion across the middle of the formation, and they give it to Chris Griffin around the left end. He tries to get to the corner, and he's caught in the backfield for no gain. So Hart County with great speed there closing. Coming on to make the tackle was number 13, Teddy Kraft.
Scott, as fast as this Hart County defense is, you cannot spend a lot of time behind the line of scrimmage. You got to get the ball and move upfield. And we saw that time Chris Griffin really bottled up before he had a chance to get moving.
So Deach will come back into the huddle. That brings up 2nd and about 15 for the Canes. That'll back him back up to the 27-yard line. 11:15 to go here in the first half. Canes up 7-0 on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard. They'll run out of the wing T again. They'll send Lavada Johnson wide to the right side of the formation. Deach will drop back, throws for the flat, has Lavada, and the ball is in and out of his hands. Good coverage there by number 5, Tino Stowers.
Actually, a great job by Lavada Johnson as Stowers had that ball in his hands. We could see on the replay, Stowers with both his hands on the ball. Look at that, I can't see anything tonight. Scott, it was Lavada that had it. It looked to me like Stowers had his hand in there and Lavada knocked it away from him. But an incomplete pass, but a pretty good throw by Chris Deach.
So the Hurricanes back in the huddle. And they'll come up to the line of scrimmage. Working out of the wing T, Ronnie Brown in at the fullback, tight end to the left side. They're going to send J.J. Chapman in motion, and Deach gives it to Brown right up the middle of the field. He breaks a tackle. Now he's going to be caught and brought down for very little gain back at the 26-yard line. So that'll bring up 3rd and long now for the Canes. 4th and long, and they'll be forced to punt this one away with 10:44 to go here in the first half.
Coming into this game, I thought that Hart County would have a hard time stopping and being physical with this Carterville team, with the exception of the first couple of plays. They've really settled in and played well.
So David Thompson standing at his own 15-yard line, and the Bulldogs look like they're going to come after this one. He gets the snap and the kick and just gets it away. He sends this one deep. It'll be a floater that'll land at the 40-yard line of Hart County, and the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10 with 10:16 to go in the first half. Carterville leading at 7-0 on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard. So the Bulldogs getting another crack at it offensively. Ball will be spotted right at the 40-yard line. 10:16 to go here in the first half. 7-0 our score on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard. Carterville leading this 1999 AA State Championship game. Van Dora goes under center as he splits them wide out, and he goes right at the middle of the field to Martin. Martin breaks a tackle or two and is across midfield down to the 45-yard line of Carterville. 14 yards on the pickup, and that'll be good enough for a Hart County first down at the 46-yard line of Carterville with 10:09 to play in the first half. Checking out of the game is Patrick Martin. They'll replace him with number 8, Jermaine Durham. I formation for the Bulldogs, a wide receiver to each side, and they're going to send Thornton in motion. He goes out to the right side of the formation. They drop back under play action. He throws for the middle of the field, has a receiver. The ball is incomplete. Ball intended for number 13, Teddy Kraft, and he took a lick from Ronnie Brown and couldn't hang on to the football.
He's feeling that a lot now, and he's going to feel it even more in the morning because Ronnie Brown really came up and laid a hit on him.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 as you see the play here. Good throw right across the middle field and had the receiver. Kraft just couldn't hang on to it. Heard the footsteps and then took the beating from Ronnie Brown. Ball spotted at the 46-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. Bulldogs once again out of the eye. They're going to offset Thornton to the left side. Now they're going to send him in motion. He comes across to the right, and now they drop back under play action. They give it right up the middle to the tailback, and Martin is across the 40 at the 35 and knocked out of bounds at the 31-yard line of Carterville. And the Bulldogs will get another first down. And Patrick Martin doing the damage on this series. Ball spotted at the 31-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Hart County. Ball at the 32-yard line, 9:37 to go here in the first half. Hart up at the line of scrimmage. Tight end to the right side of the formation. I backfield. Pro I with a wide receiver to each side. Vandora under pressure, throws to the flat. Has a receiver, and he's knocked out of bounds. Ball in the hands of Tino Stowers. Gains a couple on the play as he goes out of bounds and stops the clock with 9.5 minutes to go in the first half. Carterville leading at 7-0 on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard as Courtney Chapman tries to fire up the defense, and Jeremiah Vandora gives the play to his huddle. Carterville leading at 7-0 on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard. As the Bulldogs come up to the line of scrimmage, I backfield, wing to the right side of the formation. Kane's changing things up defensively. And he goes right up the middle of the field to Martin, and Martin is hit right at that line of scrimmage and brought down for no gain. It'll bring up 3rd and long. The clock will continue to run. 9:22 to play in the first half.
Nice to see them bottle up Patrick Martin that time, Scott. On this drive, he's got 3 carries for 28 yards.
So 3rd and long, the call. I backfield again for the Bulldogs. 2 wide receivers to the left side of the formation, 1 to the right side. And they go on the halfback option again, this time to number 13, Teddy Kraft. He tries to get to the corner. He's got a lane, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. And Hart County is on the board. It's 7-6 with 8:44 to go here in the first half. Looked like a triple reverse for the Bulldogs. We'll see it on the replay in a second as the Hart County fans get into it. And a big play there offensively for the Bulldogs with 8:44 to go here in the first half. And watch the play. They give it off to Leard, or just a single reverse rather, as he gets outside, and that's number 13, Teddy Kraft, on his way to the end zone. Bulldogs attempting the extra point. Vandora in to hold it. The snap is down, the kick is up. And it's good, and we are deadlocked at 7 apiece. We'll take 30 seconds and be right back after this. You're watching the Prestige Division 4 High School Football Game of the Week.
Watch the Betty Crane Variety Hour Mondays at 8 on Prestige Vision 4.
This Christmas, get 3.9% on all half-ton 2000 full-size Sierra trucks, 2- and 4-wheel drive, regular cab or extended. Happy holidays from Wynn Pontiac Vehicles, GMC, and go Canes!
And welcome back to Weinman Stadium as the Hurricanes will get the football with 8:44 to play in the first half. We're deadlocked at 7 apiece.
Scott, momentum's on the other side of the field right now. And Cartersville's let a couple scoring opportunities get squandered away. It's going to be up to this offense to pick it up and get themselves some points back on the scoreboard.
We'll see what the kick is as Vandora comes in. And he gets his foot underneath it and sends a squibber. It'll be fielded by Lee Miles at the 20-yard line as he takes off running. Now he comes across the middle of the field. He's still on his feet at the 35 and brought down at the 38. So relatively good field position for the Hurricanes offensively. And the Hurricanes offense will come onto the field. 8:35 to go here in the first half. We're deadlocked at 7 apiece.
Richie Teasley, the Hart County free safety, a little shaken up on that play. Able to stay in the game. And a big series for Carterville. They've got to move the football. The last time they were really stuffed by the Hart defense. And now that we're even up, you're just starting the game all over again right here.
All right, Hurricanes with the football. 2 backs in the backfield. They'll bring that wing to the right side of the formation and send him in motion, and they give it to Ronnie Brown up the middle, and he powers his way across the 45, still on his feet at midfield. Spins off some more tacklers and is brought down at the 40-yard line of Hart County. And Ronnie Brown with a great run there, 23 yards on the carry. And the Hurricanes go ahead and move the chains.
Scott, this is where I thought they would have a lot of success, running straight at him. It's just a simple lead, and then letting Ronnie Brown do what he does best, and that's just run on instinct and run over people.
So Canes with the ball down on the 40-yard line of Hart County. Once again, just a great play right up the middle of the field to Ronnie Brown. Nothing fancy, and he just did the rest himself as he got a great hole from that offensive line.
So far, Scott, 8 carries, 54 yards.
Canes at the line of scrimmage, ball on the 40-yard line. They'll run out of the wing tee. Ronnie Brown to the right side of the formation. Chris Griffin to the left side. Lavada Johnson in tight. And now we got movement on the line. So a delay of game, actually. So that'll back the Canes up 5 and put them back at the 45-yard line. Brings up 1st and 15. Delay a game against the Canes with 7:56 to play here in the first half. We're deadlocked at 7 apiece. Carterville up at the line of scrimmage. Ronnie Brown, the lone setback out of the wing tee. Deach will go under center. Griffin and Chapman in the backfield. He drops back to pass, throws for the flat, has a receiver in Lavada Johnson, and he is brought down to the 34-yard line. A gain of about 11 on the play. And the Hurricanes will face 2nd and short. Ball on the 35-yard line as the Canes come up to the line of scrimmage. They'll work with 2 backs in the backfield. J.J. Chapman, the wing to the right side. Deach is going to send him in motion, and he gives it to Ronnie Brown up the middle. He powers his way across the 30-yard line down to the 28. That'll be good enough to move the chains for the Hurricanes with 7:12 to go here in the first half. We're deadlocked at 7 apiece on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard.
This drive looking a lot more reminiscent of Carterville in previous weeks, where they're just squaring it up and running straight at you and daring you to stop them. And of course, a lot of yards on this drive courtesy of Ronnie Brown.
Tied at 7 apiece. Hurricanes with the ball, 1st and 10. Ball on the 29-yard line of Hart County. Once again out of the wing tee, and they go right up the middle of the field to J.J. Chapman, who powers at the 20, the 10, the 5. It is brought down at the 5-yard line. A pickup of 24 yards, and the Hurricanes are knocking on the door again with 6:48 to play in the first half. We're still tied up at 7 apiece as Albert Turner checks into the game offensively. And look at the play right up the middle of the field.
Just power football, Scott. You got guys like Luke Bunce and Josh Brock making a big hole right there. And Carterville, like you said, is in business. No need to get fancy here. Use what got you down this far. Just pound it in the end zone.
Ball on the 5-yard line. Full house backfield for the Canes. Griffin, Brown, and Chapman in the backfield, and they give it to Ronnie up the middle of the field. He powers at the 2-yard line. He's going to be very near the goal line. And the clock will continue to run with 6:17 to play here in the first half. We're deadlocked at 7 apiece. Now Wes Gilmer. Nope, J.J. Chapman's going to check into the game. He'll replace number 1, Chris Griffin. And Matt, that ball is about a yard short of the goal line, if that much. Canes once again out of that full house T backfield. 5:52 to go here in the first half, and they give it to Ronnie Brown up the middle, and he powers his way in for the touchdown. And the Hurricanes take the lead. It's 13-7 here at Weinman Stadium with 5:47 to go in the first half.
Ronnie Brown just single-handedly on that drive said, "You're not going to beat me tonight." What a great run. Everybody's bundled up right there. You see he's hit at the line of scrimmage, but still has the power and the presence of mind to reach the goal line, putting Carterville back on top.
So David Thompson will come on to attempt the extra point with 5:47 to go here in the first half. The snap is down, the kick is up, and the Canes lead it 14-7. We'll take 30 seconds and come back with the kickoff right after this.
We were amazed. She took our credit information and did the loan app and said she had no problem. There was no problem in getting us a loan, and so the loan went through with no problem, and we got the house, and we were just all excited about it.
I was a little skeptical at first, but found out through my first dealings with them that I want to come back the second time. They've been nothing but professional, and I highly recommend Pine State Mortgage and Rena to anybody that's looking to do a VA loan.
And welcome back to Weinman Stadium. As you see the numbers on Ronnie Brown, 1,800 yards on 188 carries and 23 touchdowns, make it 24 on the ground now as he sticks it in from a yard away. And the Hurricanes are back in business, leading this one 14-7 on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard with 5:47 to play here in the first half. And the Hurricanes march 62 yards for the touchdown. David Thompson will come on to kick this one off. And he sends the ball deep. Hart County will field it at the 11-yard line as he brings it across the 25, still on his feet at the 40, and he's brought down right there, the ball carrier, number 8, Jermaine Durham. And Hart County very dangerous with their speed. Hurricanes do a good job of getting the coverage after he broke through the initial coverage.
They are very quick, and they do have a lot of different people that can make a big play happen. Jermaine Durham, obviously one of them. We saw Teddy Kraft a little earlier. He's another one. And throw that in the mix with Jeremiah Van Doren and Patrick Martin. And this Cartersville defense is going to have to stay on their toes all night long.
Ball spotted at the 41-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Hart County. They'll go 3 wide receivers, twins to the right side of the formation. Now they're going to go with no back in the backfield as they send Thornton in motion. And Van Doren is going to keep it right up the middle of the field, and he takes a shot right at the line of scrimmage. Hurricanes say they have the football. We'll wait for any signs from the referees. They're going to say he was down on contact and bring up 2nd down.
Boy, a lot of time on the outside, Scott. Actually, Hart had a mismatch on the outside. That time they had 3 wide receivers to the near side, and there were only 2 defenders. A lot of times you just see a little bit of chicken fighting and going on the outside. That time, Lavada Johnson picked up Tino Stowers and threw him to the ground.
Well, it brings up 2nd and a long 8 for the Bulldogs as they come up to the line of scrimmage. They'll bring twins to the right side of the formation, 1 receiver to the left side. Now they're going to send Thornton in motion again. Van Doren under center, drops back under play action. Now he's going to turn around under some pursuit from Fluellen, has a receiver, and that ball, they're going to say, is incomplete at the 48-yard line. Ball intended for the fullback, Josh Thornton. A late call, but the far side judge came over to make it. Van Doren throwing on the move here as he puts this ball right on the money. Thornton had to come back to get it a little bit, and a close call there. 3rd and 9, the call, with 4:49 to play here in the first half. Dogs coming up to the line of scrimmage. They'll bring twins to the right side. 1 wide receiver to the left side as Van Doren goes under center. Drops back under play action. Rolls to his right now. Throws for the flat. Has a receiver. He's wide open as Martin as he takes it across, or Stowers rather, as he takes it across the 40-yard line. Knocked out of bounds at the 36, and that'll be good enough for a Bulldog first down. And on 3rd and long, Hart County converts, and that silences the home crowd here at Weinman Stadium. Great play there by Tino Stowers, and he shows his speed as he turns upfield. Is brought down at the 35-yard line. Bulldogs come up to the line of scrimmage. They'll run a power I backfield. Tight ends to the right side, and Van Doren gives it right up the middle of the field. Martin is hit right at the line of scrimmage, turns it up, has some room to run now, gets outside. Van Doren lays a great block, and in pursuit, he's brought down at the 20-yard line, and that'll be good enough for a Hart County first down. Martin doing a great job of open field running.
Talked about in the pregame, you've got to wrap him up and you've got to hold him. and gang tackle him. That time, you can see on the instant replay, you can almost count the broken tackles of the amount of times you thought he was stopped. And then
look at the block on Vandora right there as he just laid the hit. And that sprung him for a couple extra yards. Great job by the quarterback there to have the heads up to come make the play. 4 wide receivers set, 1 back in the backfield, no tight end this time. Vandora out of the shotgun, keeps it himself up the middle of the field and is across the 15, brought down at the 14-yard line. Gains 6 on the play, and it'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Just a designed quarterback draw that time, just a simple fake and then right up the middle. And Vandora is a pretty strong runner.
Ball actually popped loose. The Hurricanes thought they might have it, but he was whistled down. 2nd and 4 as Vandora comes under center this time with 1 back in the backfield, 4 wide receivers, and he drops back under some pressure, throws for the flat. The ball is tipped, and Jamarcus Watley picks it off. Watley heading back up the field, and the Canes have the football at the 15-yard line with 3:11 to go in the first half. And what a momentum change that was. Bulldogs knocking on the door, and the Hurricanes come up with the pick.
Jamarcus Watley always running the football. There's that guy again, Wes Ross. Great coverage, making things happen, and Jamarcus right there to pick it.
Good pressure there by Wes Gilmer to come in the backfield. That helps speed up the throw. And the Hurricane defense cashes in. Tough break for Jeremiah Vandora with 3:11 to go in the first half. 14-7 our score. Carterville leading this one. And the Hurricanes will run out of the wing tee again. J.J. Chapman in as the wing back, and they're going to send him in motion. Deach goes under center and gives it to Ronnie Brown. Brown bounces out at the line of scrimmage and gets a yard or 2 on the play. Ran into his own man there right at the line of scrimmage, and the clock goes under 2:59 to play in the first half. Lee Miles will check in offensively now for the Canes. He'll replace Ronnie Brown. And Deach comes back into the huddle. 2nd and 8 the call. Ball spotted at the 17-yard line. The clock continues to run with 2.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Deach under center out of the wing tee. He's going to send Griffin in motion, and he gives it right up the middle of the field to J.J. Chapman, who bulls his way across the 20-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd and short.
And Hart County's going to try to stop this clock so they feel they can stop Carterville and get the ball back in time to score.
So the Bulldogs take time out with 2:20 to play here in the first half. Carterville leading it 14-7. We'll take 30 seconds and be right back after this.
Watch the Betty Crane Variety Hour Mondays at 8 on Prestige Vision 4.
This might be a good time to talk about the Michelin X1. Thanks to Michelin technology, it gives you long mileage and better wet braking than any rain tire. And that should make everyone on a wet road happy.
Mission Tire congratulates the Hurricanes on an undefeated regular season and the best of luck in the playoffs. 121 South Gilmer Street.
And welcome back to Weinman Stadium. 3rd and 5 the call for the Hurricanes as Ronnie Brown checks back in. 2 backs in the backfield. 3rd and 5 the call, and they give it to Ronnie Brown up the middle, and he powers his way and gets very near the 25 and now has the first down with the extra effort. That ball will be spotted at about the 27-yard line. And you can go ahead and move the chains.
Ronnie Brown carried 2 or 3 guys on his back that time to get that first down, Scott.
Ball on the 27-yard line as the clock continues to move now as it stopped momentarily while they reset the chains. 1st and 10 the call is, and now we'll go under 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Hurricanes with a 1st and 10, and they're going to send LaVonna Johnson wide out to the left side of the formation. Ronnie Brown is out, and they give it right up the middle to J.J. Chapman, who gets a couple on the play before he's brought down. It'll bring up 2nd and 8 for the Canes. He'll be just shy of the 30-yard line. Call it the 29, a gain of 2 on the play, brings up 2nd and 8 with 1:46 to go.
And Hart's still intent on stopping the clock. They really want this football back.
So Hart County stops the clock with 1:46 to play in the first half. We'll take 30 and be right back after this.
From Emerson to Adairsville, Taylorsville to White, and Harley to Cartersville, the Daily Tribune News is always there and has been there for over 50 years. The Daily Tribune News is the only newspaper that brings complete and comprehensive coverage of local issues and local people, your neighbors and your neighborhoods, and the issues that affect us all. Don't miss another minute. Call now to subscribe. Congratulations, Hurricanes, on a great season from the Daily Tribune News.
Tune into Storytime, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. on Prestige Vision 4.
And welcome back. Hurricanes with the football. 2nd and 8 the call. Ronnie Brown back in the game on the offensive side of the football as the fullback. 2 backs in the backfield. They're going to send J.J. Chapman in motion. And the Hurricanes give it right up the middle to Chris Griffin as he powers through across the 30-yard line. And that'll bring up 3rd and about 5 for the Canes as he gets 2 on that one. They'll bring it up to about the 31-yard line. And Hart County content on stopping the clock again. They burn their final time out of the half. We'll take 30 seconds with 1:40 to play here in the first half. Canes leading at 14-0 on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard.
Looking for a convenient place to shop for all your athletic footwear, apparel, and accessories? Look no further than the Athlete's Locker. With a complete line of Nike, Adidas, and New Balance footwear in men's, women's, and children's sizes, along with a variety of team shoes. We also carry men and women's athletic apparel. If tennis rackets or accessories are what you need, the Athlete's Locker carries a great selection. Gift certificates are available. Mention this ad on your next visit and get $15 off your purchase. The Athlete's Locker, one-stop shopping for your athletic needs. 101 South Dixie Avenue, Cartersville, 382-0564.
And welcome back to Weinman Stadium as the Hurricanes offense comes on the field. 3rd and a long 5 the call. Ball spotted at the 31-yard line with 1:40 to play here in the first half. Hart County burns their final timeout to stop the clock. And now they jump off sides. And the Hurricanes will move the ball 5 yards closer. So the offside call goes against Hart County, and the Hurricanes move the ball 5 yards. That shouldn't be enough for a first.
Ball, encroachment, defense, 3rd down.
It'll be 3rd and short now instead of 3rd and about 5.5. They're going to be about half a yard to the sticks. And the Hurricanes are going to go ahead and bring Matt Popham in the game. And you see the offsides call right there on Hart County. So the Canes come up to the line of scrimmage, full house backfield. 3rd and short the call. Chris Deach under center, and he gives it to Ronnie Brown up the middle, and he powers his way across the 35, still on his feet near the 37, and you can go ahead and move the chains again with 1:31 to play here in the first half. And that excites the home fans on the west side of the stadium. And brings up 1st and 10 with 1:29 now to play here in the first half.
Scott, you still got plenty of time in the half. You still have all 3 of your timeouts. You've already got Hart County without there, so now you can really dictate. You could you don't need to be in a hurry. You could have a few run plays. You can throw the ball down the middle of the field. You've got plenty of time with 1:14.
Wing T formation for the Hurricanes, and Deach drops back to pass, throws for the flat, has J.J. Chapman across the middle. A big pickup across midfield. Ball spotted down at the 48-yard line. A late hit wasn't called. And look at the play here. Deach just dropping back, has the time, throws just across the middle, lays it right on the money for J.J. Chapman, and the Canes get another first down. Ball spotted up at the 48-yard line, and now the Hurricanes will call timeout. So we'll take another 30-second break with 1 minute to play in the first half. Cartersville 14, Hart County 7.
It pays to be a Kennesaw State University graduate. Close, convenient, affordable, and more accessible than ever, Kennesaw State offers over 40 bachelor programs, 9 graduate programs, and classes when you want them. Weekdays from 6:30 a.m. till 11 p.m. and weekend classes. The Kennesaw State faculty is committed to quality education. Call today 770-423-6300 or check us out at kennesaw.edu.
Watch the Prestige Vision 4 News weeknights at 6:30, 7:30, and 10.
And welcome back. Hurricanes with the football, 1st and 10 at the Hart County 48-yard line. They'll work out of the wing tee again as they send Lee Miles in motion. Deach under center, drops back to pass, under play action, looks down the middle of the field, now throws the ball, and it's incomplete, intended for Lee Miles down at the 31-yard line. Good coverage there by the Hart County defense as Deach comes to the sidelines. We'd like to thank our gold sponsors for today's game. They, of course, make everything possible. Bartow County Bank, Taylor Farm Supply, Wynn Pontiac, Oldsmobile Buick and GMC, Pine State Mortgage, Mission Tire, and the Daily Tribune News. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors for today's game, and we'll continue to mention them throughout the ball game. Ball spotted at the 48-yard line, 2nd and 10 the call now with 54 seconds to play here in the first half. Deach will go under center. Out of the wing tee, Ronnie Brown, the lone setback. Bulldogs bring 9 in the box, and they give it to Ronnie Brown up the middle, and he powers his way across the 40, still on his feet at the 35, and brought down at the 33-yard line of Hart County. That's good enough for a first down, as the clock will stop momentarily while they move the chains. With 47.4 seconds to play here in the first half. And the Hurricanes have followed that up with a timeout, so they'll talk things over on the sidelines. It'll bring up 1st and 10, and watch the run right here as Ronnie Brown just powering his way through.
Good seal block by Albert Turner there. Follow that up with a good block by Josh Brock, and then individual effort. Ronnie's done it all night. He's done it all season. But you see right there as he's getting great yardage after the first hit.
Let's mention some of our other advertisers for tonight's game. Cody J's, Shaw's Insurance, Nichols Building, Adams Barbecue, Storage Key, Athletes Locker, Kennesaw State, Jolly Security, Enterprise Oil, Fire Restoration, Big Rick's Smokehouse, Golf, etc., Carterville City Electric, Credit Cars, The Handmaiden, Fox Gloves, McStats, Parnick Jennings Funeral Home, and U.S. Industrial Supply. That rounds out all the sponsors for tonight's game as the Hurricanes come up to the line of scrimmage. And they'll run 4 wide receivers for the first time tonight. 1 back in the backfield, no tight end. Hart County breaks off into coverage, and they throw to the flat. Lavada Johnson has it at the 30, turns upfield, and is knocked out of bounds at the 26-yard line. A late hit, and another 15 will be tacked onto this one. And the Hurricanes are threatening with 40 seconds to play in the first half. Lavada Johnson took a shot. Hopefully he's all right.
He is, but I think somebody else may have been shaken up along the sideline. Right up against the fence, right next to the, I don't know if it's a band member, but they're not getting up.
Well, hopefully that fan or band member or whoever it was is okay. We'll let you know on their situation in a minute.
What a crucial mental mistake by Hart County right there.
Dead ball, personal foul on the defense, first down.
So the 15 yards is tacked on. And the Hurricanes will have the ball inside the 15-yard line of Hart County. 4 wide receivers set for the Canes as Chris Deach goes under center. J.J. Chapman, the lone setback. Deach with the snap, drops back, now throws, has a receiver, and it's picked off at the goal line. He's going to bring it back the other way. Ball at the 10, and now it'll be brought down at the 11 with 32 seconds to play in the first half. Hurricanes still leading at 14-7 on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard.
Scott, really an ill-advised throw. He had double coverage on that side of the field. Looked at him right from the beginning of the snap. You know Lavada's the hot man. He's got 4 receptions for 121 yards.
And coming up with the pick was number 5, Tino Stowers, and we've called his name a lot tonight.
Certainly have, and that time he had Courtney Chapman in on the slot on the far side of the field. I was expecting that ball to go to him over the middle.
So the Bulldogs will now come out with 32 seconds to play in the first half, and they'll run 4 wide receivers. Vandora under center, drops back to pass. He's going to throw it for the flat, and the ball is incomplete. Intended for number 9, Jeff Leard. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 now for the Bulldogs with 28 seconds to play in the first half. Carterville still with a timeout. Keep in mind the Bulldogs have burned all their timeouts here in the first half, so in order for them to stop the clock, they'd have to get a first down or go out of bounds. They'll bring trips to the left side of the formation. Vandora under center. One back in the backfield is Josh Thornton. He drops back to pass, has some time, looks across the middle of the field, has a receiver. It's caught at the 18. He turns upfield and goes out of bounds at the 19-yard line. A pickup of about 7 on the play. And it'll bring up 3rd and short for the Bulldogs.
Run out of bounds by number 7, Lee Miles.
21 seconds to play here in the first half. Bulldogs with the football. Right at the 20-yard line, brings up 3rd and 2. 14-7 our score on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard. Carterville with the lead. And Hart County comes up to the line of scrimmage. They'll go 4 wide receivers again, twins to each side. Vandora under center, no tight end. And they pitch it right up the middle to the fullback, Thornton. He loses the football, it's on the ground. And I believe Hart County came up with it. Falling on the ball was number 7, Thornton. Comes away with his own fumble.
Scott, it's going to bring up.
Well, it actually is a first down as the ball
fumbles
forward. And it brings up 1st and 10, and the clock stops while they reset the chains. Now they run the clock as it goes 12, 11, 10, 9. Vandora dropping back to pass, throws deep across the middle of the field, and that ball is incomplete. Lee Miles almost came up with a pick. He was the closest person to it, and the clock will stop with 4.9 seconds to play in the first half. So Hart County keeps the football on the 25-yard line. We'll bring up 2nd and 10, but that probably won't matter. This should be the last play of the first half. And Vandora gets the call from the sidelines and brings it into the huddle.
He does have a very strong arm, and he can send it downfield a long ways. Important to make sure you keep yourself between the defender and the end zone.
4 wides again for the Bulldogs. Vandora gets the ball out of the shotgun, drops back to pass, now launches this one deep, and the Hurricanes in coverage. Nobody's going to make the play, and that will have the time expire here in the first half as we take 30 seconds. We'll be right back after this.
Holidays are usually happy days, special times with friends, visiting with family, and unfortunately these holiday seasons are when thefts and burglaries are most common. But you can protect your family and your possessions with effective, affordable security systems through Jolly Security Company. Alarm systems for every budget, for every need, for your home or your business. Call 386-8112. Jolly Security Systems. For an appointment to discuss your system needs, it's Jolly Security Systems, 386-8112.
And welcome back to Weinman Stadium as we go down to the sidelines. Aaron Batcher has Carterville head coach Frank Barden. The audio not working on that interview, so we'll go back to her in just a second. And unfortunately, we didn't get that one to work for you. Carterville leading it 14-7 at the break. And we have about 19 minutes until the second half. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll break down stats from the first half.
Remember when a man's word was his bond, service was more than just talk, honesty and integrity were valued more than being politically correct? At Enterprise Oil, we remember the qualities that made us strong over 50 years ago are the same qualities you can count on today. Enterprise Oil has changed a lot in 50 years. In addition to wholesale fuels and lubricants and home heating products, the Enterprise Oil family includes 4 Enterprise Venture convenience stores and Patty's Truck Stop in Adairsville. The things that will never change at Enterprise are our values. Over 50 years of superior service because we remember and care. Good luck, Cartersville Hurricanes, in your quest to be the best.
Catch the Week in Review Saturdays at 9 a.m. and Sunday at noon and 7.
If you're a Super Mr. Handyman do-it-yourselfer, this message is not for you.
But for the vast majority of us who are uneasy on the roof, not very good with a hammer, a saw, or a acetylene torch, 386-8738 is a number we need to keep handy. It's the original fire restoration. All types of jobs for your home or business. Water damage, cleanup from frozen pipes or flooded basements, replacing gutters, rotted wood on decks or bathroom floors. The original fire restoration, your super handyman.
If you're looking for great barbecue, fabulous smoked chicken, and delectable steak and prime rib selections, and the finest holiday favorites to ever touch your tongue, then look no further than Big Rick's Smokehouse at 1120 North Tennessee Street. Big Rick's is also looking to take some of the holiday stress off your shoulders by offering smoked turkeys, hams, and other holiday side items.
From all of us at Big Rick's Barbecue, we'd like to thank you for your support in business and wish y'all a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year.
Don't forget to order your holiday turkey or ham today.
And that's your scoring here in the first half. Canes almost getting it done.
The band would now like to feature our swing dancers from right to left, Heather Allen and Christopher Floyd, Rebecca Adams and Eric Mansfield, Edith Ann Johnson and Tommy Beeson, and Dina Isom and Jason Burdett, with It Don't Mean a Thing If It Ain't Got That Swing.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Carterville School Board, Superintendent Dr. Mike Bryans, and Carterville High School Principal Bibby Morgan, we proudly present the 1999 edition of the Carterville High School Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Band Director Mr. Dave Sainer and Assistant Director Mr. Dave Cohealy. Band officers are Erica Stroud, Cindy McAfee, Dustin Reichert, Emily Collier, and Caroline Duncan. The drum captain is Philip Henry. Flag captain is Brandy Gaynor, and co-captain is Stephanie Drews. Majorette captain is Erica Robertson, and co-captain is Tracy Hunt. Dance line captain is Tara Scoggins, and co-captain is Tiffany Woodall. Tonight's show will feature musical selections from the hit Broadway musical in the 1978 motion picture Grease. As we stand on the eve of the year 2000, return with us now to a less complicated time as the band takes us on a trip back to 1959 and everybody's favorite place of learning, Rydell High School, where Grease is a word. The band opens with the back-to-school alma mater, followed by the hit song Summer Nights, which feature our phenomenal majorettes, flags, and dance line. And now, ladies and gentlemen, under the field direction of senior drum major Jody Martin, fresh from their inaugural appearance at Georgia Dome, and for the final performance of this millennium, the Carterville Purple Hurricane Marching Band! Now the band will slow things down a bit with a great 50s ballad, Since I Don't Have You, featuring sophomore saxophonist Jimmy Kunai. And finally, to close tonight's show, ladies and gentlemen, here is your last chance to test your hand-eye coordination with the band as we get down, and we mean way down with our dazzling drum line and the hand jive. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for your Carterville Purple Hurricane Marching Band.
Holiday shopping has never been easier at Golf Etc. in Carterville, Georgia. Their new line of Titleist balls and equipment is available for Christmas shoppers. Golf Etc. has a complete line of novelty gifts and custom fit clubs, and as always, gift certificates are on hand. Never forget about spicing up your game with professional golf lessons with their special Christmas prices. For all your golfing needs, look no further than Golf Etc., located in the North Corner Shopping Plaza at 908 Joe Frank Harris Parkway.
It says here major changes are ahead for America's electric utility industry. Before you know it, outsiders will be stuffing my mailbox with all kinds of offers. But they won't offer what I've got now, a community where all the citizens own the utility. That gives me a voice when it comes to my electric service. If I have a question, I make a local phone call, not a 1-800 call. Outside companies have to answer to stockholders all over the world. My community-owned utility answers to me. The rates are pretty low, too.
Serving you since 1904.
This game also brought to you by Hart County Telephone Company.
Happy holidays from credit cards, where even Santa rides.
The After Christmas sale before Christmas at the Handmaiden is underway now. Save up to 50% on ornaments, seasonal gift items, stockings, Christmas trees, and wreaths. Also save on novelties, florals, and holiday flags that could be the perfect gift for a friend or a great addition to your own holiday collection. For all your last-minute holiday shopping and decorating needs, visit the Handmaiden, located under the bridge in downtown Cartersville. The Handmaiden is open 10 to 6 Monday through Friday.
Watch the Betty Crane Variety Hour Mondays at 8 on Prestige Vision 4.
So we welcome our television viewers back to Weinman Stadium for the 1999 AA State Championship. Carterville on top of Hart County, 14-7. As we get ready to start the second half in just a few seconds, both teams are coming out of the locker room right now, Matt. And a great first half for both teams. Carterville turned the ball over a couple times. Hart County also had the misfortune of a turnover. But all in all, a pretty good football game to this point.
Well, statistically, it favors Cartersville, but on the scoreboard where it counts, you've only got a 7-point lead. It is going to be interesting to see. The first 2 minutes of the second half are usually pretty critical. And Hart County is going to have the football, and Cartersville will have an opportunity to really set the tone for the rest of the game. They've been able to play power football real good against Hart. It's when they've tried to get kind of cute and run the ball to the outside. The quickness of Hart County has been very impressive, and they've really been able to really stuff the outside run. Cartersville unable to reach the corners.
And the Hurricane captains coming out to midfield right now. Courtney Chapman along with Chris Deach will meet up with the Bulldog captains at midfield just to discuss things before the second half. The Canes stretching down in the north end zone and Hart County stretching in the south end zone. As you see Cartersville's schedule through 14 games, they beat Woodland, then Pickens County, Cass, Lumpkin, Fannin, Forsyth Central, White, South, North, and of course Gilmer to finish the regular season with a perfect 10-0 mark. Then in the playoffs, it was Grady, Dade County, Dodge County, and Appling County last weekend in the Georgia Dome. And that's how the Canes got here, a 14-0 record coming into this one. The captains have met at midfield, and the Bulldogs will get the football to start the second half.
Scott, one thing that does benefit Cartersville is the fact that they have played some close football games throughout the course of the season. Yes, they've had a lot of very lopsided victories and a lot of games they've pulled away, but the fact remains that they have been in close football games. This isn't like a culture shock to them or anything. That, to be in a close football game like this isn't something that they're totally alien to.
And Hart County, they haven't really played any close games either. Washington Wilkes was semi-close, then Elbert County. Then Monroe area was a blowout. Morgan County, Gainesville, East Side, Franklin County, Johnson of Gainesville, East Hall, and Loganville, all pretty substantial victories for the Bulldogs. And then in the playoffs, they beat Pepperell pretty good in the first round, then took it to North Forsyth, and then Swainsboro on the road. Then they took on Cedartown in the Dome, a big victory there. And both teams, of course, undefeated on the year at 14-0 as we get ready for 24 minutes till the state title. And the Hurricanes, what can you say about them at this point? I mean, they've done a great job offensively, moving the football against a very good Hart County defense. One problem has been turnovers. Hart County, they've done a good job of throwing the football. Van Doris started off a little slow, but he started to pick it up offensively, and in the latter half of the second half, and the first half rather, he's started to get some yardage.
Well, Chip and I were talking during halftime, and you just mentioned it too. It's the mistakes. You can move the ball from goal line to goal line, but if you're going to fumble the ball or if you're going to turn the ball over before you actually get in the end zone, it doesn't do you a heck of a lot of good. And if, you have to protect the football and you have to move it. You've shown that you can move the football when you run straight at them. It's just taking care of the football and finishing the job.
Well, the Hurricanes kick team comes onto the field, and they're seconds away from kicking this one again. Start of the third quarter will be just moments away with the Hurricanes leading it 14-7 on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard. The Canes getting some words there from the Cartersville coaching staff as they head onto the field. David Thompson doing the kicking and doing a great job so far tonight. He's put both of his kickoffs inside the 10-yard line of Hart County. You see Coach Barden there on the sidelines. One of these teams is 24 minutes away from the 1999 AA State Championship. We do have a score from the Quad A game right now in the third quarter. Lowndes leads Brunswick 14-0. That was no surprise to me. I thought Lowndes was probably the best team down in the Dome last weekend after an impressive come-from-behind victory over Northside Warner Robins. So David Thompson will kick it off from his own 40-yard line to start the third quarter as the Canes lead this one 14-7 as Thompson gets his foot underneath it and sends this one deep. It'll be fielded at the 12-yard line by Durham. He crosses the 25, still on his feet at the 30, breaks a tackle, and is brought down at the 38-yard line. Good field position for Hart County to start the second half.
And a couple of players for Hart County injured on the play.
Down on the field is number 12, Dustin Ramsey. And he is slow to get off. Now he's going to get off on his own accord as he limps up and then starts to run off, so he seems to be okay.
And once again, that return team for Carterville allowing Hart County to get the ball close to the 40-yard line.
Ramsey, one of the starting cornerbacks for the Bulldogs, as they will come up to the line of scrimmage. They'll work with 3 wide receivers, 2 backs in the backfield. And they go right up the middle of the field to Martin. He breaks outside, tries to get to the corner, turns it up, and now he's hit hard. Brought down, coming on to make the tackle was number 44, Jody Fletcher. Fletcher with a big hit in there. Got some help from some teammates. They kind of spun him around a little bit. Courtney Chapman in there along with Wes Ross and Jamarcus Watley, and Chapman spins him around, and then Jody Fletcher takes him to the turf.
Chapman did a great job that time of taking on the blocker, standing him up, and throwing him off just in time to make the initial hit. And then you said Jody Fletcher finished him off nicely.
Ball at the 41-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and 8 as the Bulldogs go under center. 3 wide receivers, twins to the right side. Vandora drops back under play action, has some time, rolls out to his right. Looks like he's going to tuck it up, and he heads upfield, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 49-yard line. Hart County fans, I guess, wanted a call on the sidelines. A lot of booing on that far sideline, but no call. It'll be very near a first down. We'll see where the spot is, and it's going to be about a yard short.
Vandora with a decided limp. I don't know if he's actually injured or if he maybe was playing possum a little bit trying to get a late hit call. But the contact that Fluellen made as he was chasing him around the end was actually initiated inbounds. And it may have ended up out of bounds, but the initial contact was inbounds, and therefore no flag was really called for in that situation.
The ball will be spotted at the 48-yard line. They need the 49 for the first down. Brings up 3rd and 1. 10:53 to play here in the third quarter. Bulldogs with the football. They'll run twins to the right side. Vandora under center, sends Thornton in motion and drops back and gives it to Martin up the middle. Martin gets the first down and maybe a yard more as he crosses midfield and is brought down at the 49-yard line of Carterville. And Hart County moving the sticks. It'll bring up first down. Ball spotted at the 48-yard line of the Hurricanes, with 10:45 to play here in the third quarter. Canes leading this one 14-7 on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard. Brings up 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line.
And this is the way they prefer to move the football, Scott. They do throw the ball pretty well, but they would prefer to lean on you and move the ball in big chunks.
Once again, twins to the left side of the formation. Vandora under center, drops back to pass, throws for the flat, has a receiver, and the ball is loose. The Hurricanes falling on it. Nobody signaling anything yet. Canes saying they have it. And they do. Hurricanes take over with the turnover at midfield. And the home fans are on their feet here at Weinman Stadium with 10:19 to play here in the third quarter.
Scott, can I draw an ear? Well, let's look at the replay first. Vandora with just a nice little quick toss. You got Wes Gilmer in the area. And just a host of Canes there to recover it. A very similar situation in the last game we had here at Weinman Stadium, where a team deferred to the second half and turned it over early.
Well, the gold sponsors for tonight's game are Bartow County Bank, Hart County Telephone, Taylor Farm Supply, Wynn Pontiac, Pine State Mortgage, Mission Tire, and the Daily Tribune News. Hurricanes out of the wing tee. They send J.J. Chapman in motion and give it to him. He crosses the 45, and a pickup of 5 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 5. 10:10 to go here in the third quarter as the clock continues to run. And the Hurricanes pick up a chunk of 5 there on first down.
And Scott, we talked about the first 2 minutes of the second half. I'd have to give the advantage to Carterville as they get the big turnover. And on their own side of the field, or actually in Hart County territory, threatening to score.
Canes will run out of the wing tee this time. No wide receiver. They'll go double tight ends, and they're going to send J.J. Chapman in motion, and they give it to him around the left end. He's across the 40-yard line down to the 39 of Hart County. That should be good enough for a Hurricane first down. It looks like he got a 6 on the carry, and it'll bring up 1st and 10. The clock stops momentarily while they reset the chains with 9.5 minutes to play here in the third. Hurricanes leading at 14-7 on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard.
It's always interesting to see what adjustments are made at halftime. We didn't see a whole lot of double tights in the first half. This time Cartersville getting good yardage on 2 plays in a row with the double tight set, running virtually the same play. There you see J.J. Chapman's great number, 627 yards on the season. He'd have more, but there's only one football.
Canes out of the wing tee again, and they go right up the middle of the field to Ronnie Brown, who powers across the 35-yard line down to the 34, and that clock will continue to run as it gets near 9 minutes to play in the third quarter. Cartersville leading at 14-7 on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard.
Nothing but power football right here, Scott. Good hole. The first guy to hit him is a linebacker, and he carries him with him for a gain of 5.
Cartersville with the football on the 34-yard line of Hart County. And the Canes will come up to the line of scrimmage. 2 backs in the backfield as Chris Deach goes under center. He'll send that wing to the right side of the formation. He looks over the defense and now sends Chapman in motion, and they give it to Ronnie Brown up the middle. Brown powering for some yardage. Gets close to the 30-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd and short for the Canes with 8:24 to go here in the third quarter. Cartersville leading this one 14-7 on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard as Deach comes to the sidelines as he talks things over with Cartersville head coach Frank Barton. Chris usually gets the plays and then heads back into the huddle.
And most high school quarterbacks do that these days. Hart County a little bit different, where Vandora actually has the plays strapped on his wrist and they were signaled into him.
Canes come up to the line of scrimmage again. Wing tee, double tight set again, and Hart County jumps off sides on the hard count by Deach.
Second time tonight Deach has gotten him to jump.
This time it'll cost Hart County because it was 3rd and about 2.5, and that'll be enough for the first down. The first time they jumped off sides, it was 3rd and 6 and didn't give up the first down, but this time it hurts.
Approachment on the defense, first down.
So the Hurricanes move the chains again, and with 7:51 to play in the third, they're knocking on the door again inside the 30-yard line down around the 26. Canes will work double tight ends again out of the wing tee. They're going to send Chris Griffin in motion, and Ronnie Brown gets the pitch around the right end. Brown looking for daylight, crosses the 20, and is brought down at the 15-yard line. We've got a penalty flag, though, back out on the 30-yard line. It's going to be holding against the Hurricanes. That's going to back them up 10 and negate the nice run by Ronnie Brown. The little yellow flag will get you every time. 14-7 the score as the referees go back, and they're going to mark the ball off from the line of scrimmage, from the spot of the foul.
Holding on the offense, repeat, first down.
So it'll bring up 1st and about 22 for the Hurricanes.
Well, the little yellow flag shouldn't get you on a play like that in the location where it was thrown. It's a toss sweep to the right. The flag is thrown on the left-hand side of the line. Really just a mental mistake on one of the linemen or one of the off-wide receivers to hold on a play that's going far away from where the ball carrier is.
Canes will go back to one tight end now as Lavada Johnson comes back into the game, split out wide to the right side of the field, out of the wing tee. Deach drops back, throws for the flat, and it's incomplete, in and out of the hands of Lavada at the 31-yard line. So that'll bring up 2nd and long for the Canes. The 2nd and 22 now the call as Deach put that one right in there, and Lavada had an opportunity to break on it, and it just went in and out of his hands. Maverick Bagley will check out of the game as Courtney Chapman checks back in, and Chris Griffin also leaves the game.
Keep your eye on Courtney Chapman on this play, Scott. This is the play that was intercepted towards the end of the first half.
4 wide receivers set for the Canes. 1 back in the backfield is J.J. Chapman as Deach goes under center. He's got Brown and Lavada to the left side of the formation. Courtney Chapman to the right side, and he goes right up the middle to J.J. Chapman on the draw play. He gets a couple, but it's still going to be 3rd and long with 7:01 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Canes still leading at 14-7 on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard as Chris Griffin will check back into the game.
That was a good interior line play by the Hart County defensive tackle. That's Phil Blackwell, 6 foot, 275 pounds, making a pretty agile play for somebody that size, able to get a hand up and knock down J.J. Chapman.
We'd like to thank Hart County Telephone for their sponsorship of tonight's game. With 6:34 to play here in the 3rd quarter, the Hurricanes come up to the line of scrimmage. They'll run 4 wide receivers as Deach goes under center. Long snap, County gives it up the middle to Chris Griffin. Griffin is loose at the 25. He takes off at the 20 and is brought down inside the 20-yard line, down near the yardsticks. We'll see where the spot is.
He's going to be a little bit short, Scott, but it's going to be close enough where you've got a very manageable play on 4th down if you decide to go for it.
So it'll bring up 4th down for the Canes, but they're in striking distance. It'll be 4th and less than 1. They're about a half a yard from the stick.
Great seal block by Albert Turner and another great block by Lavada Johnson on the outside, allowing it. Wow, that's really close, Scott.
Hurricanes will run that full house backfield again. Deach goes under center, double tight ends, and he gives it to Ronnie Brown, who powers through for the 1st down. He's going to get inside the 15, and the Hurricanes have moved the sticks again. What an effort there by number 1, Chris Griffin on the play. And Deach gets the call from the sidelines, and the Hurricanes, when it looked like adversity might have struck, they came up with a big play with 5:35 to play here in the 3rd. Carterville leads this one 14-7 on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard as Courtney Chapman will check out of the game.
Well, Scott, they came up big right there, but they need to seal the deal right here. They need to get points out of this possession.
Canes with the football will once again run double tights, no wide receivers out of the wing tee, and Hart County jumps off sides again. And the home crowd likes the call. So that'll move Hart County back 5.
Dead ball, encroachment on the defense. 1st down.
3rd time Deach has gotten him to jump tonight. And what that does, it really takes a lot of the spring out of the legs of those defensive linemen. They get a little bit tentative.
Canes once again with double tights out of the wing tee. Deach changing the play up at the line of scrimmage. Moves things around. He's going to send Chapman in motion, and they give it to him right up the middle of the field. He'll power his way for a couple. It'll bring up 2nd and short. Now Deach comes back to the sidelines. And the clock is under 5 minutes to go in the 3rd. Carterville leading at 14-7. And a very long drive here for the Canes.
Really shortening the game, running the ball a lot. We're getting close to 4.5 minutes left in this 3rd quarter, Scott.
Canes with the football out of the wing tee. Deach under center. He's going to send Chris Griffin in motion, and he gives it to Ronnie Brown up the middle, who spins off a tackler and powers his way near the 5-yard line, which is what they needed for the 1st down. We'll see where the spot is. He may have the 1st down. We'll see where they're going to spot it just inside the 5. That's right where the stick is. They may have to measure this one. And they will, as the referees call timeout.
What outstanding power on the part of Ronnie Brown. That time the linebacker, Rico Jackson, had Ronnie Brown bear hug short of the 1st down, and Ronnie still able to push forward and get that ball real close to the 1st down marker.
And he's about half a yard short. Well, now they're going to say it. Now they say he's got it. First, the referee was signaling a couple inches, and then he said 1st down. So the Canes with a 1st and goal situation. Ball at the 4-yard line with 4:08 to play here in the 3rd. And the Hurricanes will come up to the line of scrimmage. Out of that double tight wing tee, Deach will send Chapman in motion, and he gives it to him around the left end. Chapman powering inside the 5. Canes 2 on the carry, and it'll bring up 2nd and goal. Ronnie Brown being used as a decoy that time. They fake it to him and went run underneath to J.J. Chapman.
And I think you give it to JJ right there. That play's had some success on this drive. But more importantly, you give Ronnie Brown a play off to kind of get his win back and get his legs under him. I think you feed it to him 3 times right here, Scott.
3.5 minutes to play here in the third quarter, and the Hurricanes are knocking on the door as they'll come out of that full house backfield, and they give it to Ronnie Brown up the middle. He powers near the goal line. He's not going to get in, but he's going to be very, very close. The spot looks to be about half a yard short. Ball sitting at about the half-yard line right now with 2:51 to play here in the third quarter. Carterville leading this game 14-7.
Wes Gilmer checking into the game, getting a little more size in that backfield. Actually going to line up as a tight end.
Canes will run with 2 backs in the backfield. They give it to Brown, who powers his way at the goal line. Touchdown! And the Hurricanes are in the end zone again. It's 20-7 with 2:31 to play here in the third.
Just a textbook drive, taking up all kinds of time off the clock, keeping it on the ground, being very methodical. We talked about it at halftime about sealing the deal and about not making mistakes when you get down close to the goal line. That time, Carterville able to punch it in. And really a big momentum shifter or a tone setter for the second half.
David Thompson will come in to attempt the extra point with 2:31 to play here in the third. And the snap is down, the kick is up, and it's good. Hurricanes lead it 21-7. We'll take 30 and come back with a kickoff right after this.
What do customers love about Bartow County Bank?
That it's local and that everyone's so friendly and the service is impeccable. If you need something, you have someone to assist you immediately.
I see their new sign that says we have roots where others have branches, and that's so true.
I've banked here about 7 years now, and I loved every minute of it.
Oh, it's like family. That's the greatest thing.
And welcome back to Weinman Stadium as the Hurricanes have done it. They've scored another touchdown courtesy of Ronnie Brown, and the Canes lead this game 21-7 on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard as David Thompson comes in to attempt the kickoff. And a 2-touchdown cushion as the Canes eat 7 minutes off the clock on that drive and take it right to the Hart County defense.
Scott, I would not mind seeing them give Hart County a little bit of their own medicine and just try a little short pooch putt. There's a lot of space between the first line and the second line. If they cover it, it's still where it usually is.
David Thompson with the kick will send this one down the sidelines. It's fielded at the 19-yard line, and he's hit right there and brought down the ball carrier, number 21, Rico Jackson.
That was Chapman, and Griffin. They added a new partner on that play. And a big play because this time Hart County's going to start on their own 21-yard line.
So Hart County with their worst field position of the night with 2:25 to go here in the third.
And Scott, on that last possession, last 2 carries, Ronnie Brown over 100 yards. He now has 21 carries for 103 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Ball spotted at the 21-yard line as the Bulldogs come up to the line of scrimmage. They'll go 3 wide receivers and 1 in the slot as Vandora goes under center. Dropping back, he gives it right up the middle to Martin. Martin still on his feet across the 25 and brought down at the 30. He'll be very close to a first down if he didn't get it. I think he's got it and then some. Oh, they're going to say he's just short. About 9.5 yards on that carry, brings up second and short for the Bulldogs offense. And that clock will continue to run as it goes under 2 minutes to play in the third. 3 wide receivers again for the Bulldogs. 2 backs in the backfield as Vandora goes under center. The play action, he drops back under some pressure now, turns it upfield, and Vandora's got some room to run as he crosses the 40 and goes out of bounds at the 44-yard line. That's a big pickup for the senior quarterback. And you can move the chains for Hart County with 1:41 to play here in the third. Carterville leading this one 21-7 on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard.
He's got good speed and great field presence. Saw that all the receivers had gone to the left-hand side, and he just tucked it up and ran all around the right side. Gain of 13 yards, first down, Hart County.
Bulldogs up at the line of scrimmage. Twins to the right side of the formation. Split eye backfield, and they give it to Martin outside. He tries to run. He breaks a tackle there at the line of scrimmage. Turns upfield. He's near midfield, and that will be brought down by Courtney Chapman at the 49-yard line of Carterville. He gains 7 on the play, and it'll bring up 2nd and 3.
Broke 2 tackles on that place, 2 stiff arms. Continue to get to the outside, and a big gain on first down. He is very much like Ronnie Brown in that he can get yards after the initial contact, and also that he could either power you or he could out-quick you.
So Hart County in their huddle, they break it and come up to the line of scrimmage. Bulldogs with the ball on the 49-yard line, brings up 2nd and a short 3. As the clock goes under 1 minute, and the Hurricanes move around defensively, and they go right up the middle of the field to Martin, who's hit right at the line of scrimmage and brought down for no gain. It'll bring up 3rd and short. Charles Flewellen, Jody Fletcher, and Colby Brinson in on the tackle. Lost about half a yard on the play, brings up 3rd and a long 2 now.
Cartersville coaches were expecting that play. They were really yelling at their players on the field, kind of pointing where they thought the ball was going to go. And obviously they saw something in film as Charles Flewellen ran a great stunt, got to the ball carrier before he even got to the line.
Hart County going to spread the field. Eye backfield, Twins to the right side. Bandora under center. And he goes to the fullback, fakes to the fullback, and keeps it up the middle of the field. He's probably got the first down. He's right on the stick. I think he, with the extra effort at the end, fell forward for the first down. We'll see where the spot is. Tino Stowers saying they've got it. And they do. Once again, we'd like to thank Hart County Telephone for sponsoring tonight's game, along with Prestige Vision 4. And that will run it out here in the 3rd quarter. Carterville holding the lead 21-7, and we're 12 minutes away from a state title. We'll take a break and be right back right after this.
Lawn and garden equipment is on your Christmas gift list. Taylor Farm Supply has everything you need in one convenient location. Mowers for commercial and residential use. Plus, this year, Taylor Farm Supply has added a line of Dingo Go-Karts by Manco. All different sizes for children and adults. 1-seaters and 2-seaters, plus a variety of helmets. So if you're looking for a motorized gift for someone on your list, Taylor Farm Supply is the place. Leake Street by the railroad.
Tune into Storytime, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. on Prestige Vision 4.
Well, the teams have switched sides of the field as we get ready to start the 4th quarter. Carterville holding on to a 2-touchdown lead here at Weinman Stadium. Bulldogs with the football, though. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line of Carterville. Bulldogs will come up to the line of scrimmage. No tight end, 3 wide receivers. Twins to the left side, eye backfield. And Vandora pitches it outside on the option to the back. He tries to get to the corner and gets there. And he's out of bounds at the 39-yard line. A gain of about 7 on the play. Brings up 2nd and short. You saw the speed there of Patrick Martin, the 6-foot, 200-pound back who got to the corner.
After coming to almost a complete stop, you can see right here on the option, Charles Flewellen trying to contain, taking the quarterback, and then just a simple pitch, almost a dead stop, and able to beat Wes Gilmer to the outside.
Well, the Bulldogs will once again run out of the eye. A pro eye set this time as they bring the strength to the left side, and they pitch it out to Durham as he goes around the left end. Durham looking for the corner, and he's knocked out of bounds inside the 35-yard line. They're going to spot him at the 34, I believe. More like the 33-yard line. So the pickup is good enough for a first down for the Bulldogs with 11:11 to play here in the game.
Haven't seen as much of him this week as Cedartown did last week. Durham had a pretty big game in spelling Patrick Martin when he was a little shaken up.
Bulldogs coming up to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 the call, and they'll once again work out of the eye. Twins to the left side of the formation. Vandora under center. Dropping back under some pressure, throws for the flat, has Leard. He's open at the 26 and goes out of bounds right there. A gain of about 5 or 6 on the play. Gets 6 on the catch, and that brings up 2nd and 4. With 11:05 to play in the game. And you see Hart County coach William Devane there on the sidelines, only in his 2nd season. He's got the Bulldogs to 26-1 over the past 2 seasons as Vandora drops back to pass, rolls out and throws to the flat, has a wide open Martin at the 20. He turns upfield and is brought down at the 15-yard line. Levada Johnson comes on to make the tackle.
And that was a big tackle, Scott, because that time Carterville a little bit out of alignment. Hart County lining up 2 wide receivers to the right side. Levada Johnson out there all by himself.
10:55 to play here in the 4th quarter. Hurricanes will lead this one 21-7 as the Bulldogs will come out of that power eye as they bring Carlos Bates into the game offensively. And Vandora gives it right up the middle of the field, and they get a couple on that one down near the 10-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and about 6 for the Bulldogs offensively, and that clock will continue to run as it goes under 10:40 to play here in the game. Cartersville leading it 21-7 on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard. Ball spotted just shy of the 10-yard line. We'll call it the 11 as Vandora goes under center, double tight ends, power eye, and he drops back, rolls out, has some time, throws for the end zone, has the receiver in there, and it's caught for a touchdown. Into the hands of the big defensive end who came in as the fullback, Carlos Bates. A similar play scored against Cedartown in the Dome, and with 10:15 to go in the 4th, the Bulldogs have pulled within 8.
You can see on the replay, not really bad coverage. Vandora just laying it up there, had 2 defenders around him, and just able to out-jump everybody else and come down with that. And a very crucial extra point here for Hart County.
Coming on to take the kick is number 10, David Martin. And the Bulldogs with the snap. The ball is up, and it's good. And we are 7 points away now for the Bulldogs with our score, Cartersville 21, Hart County 14. We'll take 30 and be right back with the kickoff right after this.
This is Randy Wynn at Wynn Pontiac Vehicles GMC, here to tell you about the all-new 2000 Pontiac Bonneville. Take a look at the completely restyled Bonneville that can truly give you excitement and luxury with attitude. From the 3800 V6 supercharged engine to the new computer directional driving system called StabiliTrack, you are in control. So come on by and see all the new Millennium models at Wynn Pontiac Vehicles GMC, Highway 41, Cartersville.
And welcome back to Weinman Stadium. Cartersville leading this one 21-14 after Jeremiah Vandora hooked up with Carlos Bates in the end zone for a Hart County touchdown, and the Bulldogs have pulled within 7.
Scott, we talked about him being able to get hot at any time. This half he's 4 for 4, 30 yards, and of course the touchdown pass.
Vandora tees it up at his own 40-yard line, and the Hurricanes rotate everybody over like they have all game, and now they're going to kick this ball deep, and it's going to take a Hart County roll into the end zone, and in high school football, you cannot bring a ball out of that back part, so the Hurricanes will take over on their own 20 with a touchback. So the Canes offense will get a crack at it 80 yards from where they'd like to be with 10:15 to go in the game. And of course, Cartersville would like to eat some clock at this point.
Yeah, Scott, the interesting thing to see is defense for some reason takes a lot more out of your legs than offense does. He had several starters on the offense on the field for Cartersville defensively, in particular, Ronnie Brown and Levada Johnson, in addition to Albert Turner. So it's going to be interesting to see how they react.
Hurricanes will once again run out of the They're going to break the wing tee now and go with 2 wide receivers to the right side of the formation as Maverick Bagley comes off the line. And they give it to Ronnie Brown as Brown powers across the 25 out near the 27-yard line. A gain of 7 on the play and brings up 2nd and short. And that clock continues to run as we go under 10 minutes now to go in the game. And the Hart County fans are on their feet over there on the east sideline.
That was a big first down play. You get pinned back down on your 20. And the last thing you want is to have a no gainer, and then you put yourself in a really precarious position. But Ronnie Brown able to get big yards on first down, and this is pretty manageable.
Lavada Johnson coming back into the game at wide receiver. Hurricanes will run out of the wing tee as Deach will go under center. Ronnie Brown, the fullback, and they're going to send Chris Griffin in motion, and they give it to Brown up the middle of the field. He powers near the 30, and I believe he's got the first down with the extra effort.
He sure does, Scott, and it is extra effort. He was also pushed by a Hart County defensive lineman. But Ronnie with the athleticism, able to stay on his feet and get pushed forward for the first down.
So Ronnie Brown across the 30-yard line.
Well, they're not moving the chains yet.
Gonna have a penalty call against the Hurricanes. Illegal procedure will back them up 5.
Illegal shift on the offense. 2nd down, repeat.
So instead of the first down, it brings up 2nd and 8. So a tough break for the Hurricanes with 9:24 to go in the game. They lead this one 21-14 on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard. As Carterville comes up to the line of scrimmage, and they'll go 4 wide receivers as Maverick Bagley is split out from the line. Deach under center, and he gives it to Chris Griffin up the middle, and Griffin gets up near the 25-yard line as he gains a couple on the play, and that'll bring up 3rd and 5. And when the clock goes under 9 minutes to play in the game, Carterville leading this one 21-14 on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard. Chris Deach bringing the play into the huddle. 3rd and 5 the call for the Hurricanes.
Scott, watch the long count again this time. Chris Deach has been able to get Hart County to jump 3 times. They're kind of into it emotionally. This will be a great opportunity to go long and see if they jump.
Maverick Bagley now splits out wide. 4 wide receivers set for the Canes, and they give it to Ronnie Brown up the middle, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage, getting nowhere. And that'll bring up 4th and 5, and Hart County fired up on the far sidelines with 8:15 to go in the game. And the Canes will be forced to punt this one away. Ball spotted at the 26-yard line, and now David Thompson will come on to punt it away. Back deep to receive are Dustin Ramsey and Teddy Kraft. He gets the ball and gets underway and sends a high kick back to the 40-yard line, and they fumble it. Ball's on the ground. And the Hurricanes picked it up, but we'll see what the ruling is.
The ball.
And we'll see what the call is. He fumbled it back to Carterville. We still haven't seen any word from the referee. And they're going to say first down Hart County as he knocked the ball forward. Lee Miles had a hand on it.
You can see, Scott, he has to have possession of the ball before it goes out of bounds. Lee Miles running towards the ball. The ball actually ends up on the track. Actually goes through the Cartersville bench. As Lee tried to pick that up, did not have possession of it before it went out of bounds.
So Hart County takes over with relatively good field position up at the 48-yard line. First and 10 with 7:37 to play in the game. Van Dora under center, out of the eye, 2 wide receivers to the left side, and they go up the middle to Martin, and he's hit hard and brought down. Charles Flellen running him back to Hart County. Flellen even came up with the football, but they're going to mark his forward progress to the 45-yard line. And what a play by the senior defensive end. Look, he just sheds his blocker and heads back and hits Martin in the backfield.
Actually sheds a hold right there too, Scott.
2nd and long now the call for the Bulldogs. 7:04 to play and the clock continuing to run. Hart County up at the line of scrimmage. Twins to the right side of the formation. A wing to the left side, and Van Dora goes right up the middle to Martin. He's hit right at the line of scrimmage, brought down for no gain. And They said Canes stripped him of the football, but I believe they're going to say he was down.
Charles Fluellen once again making the initial contact as a light rain is falling down on the field right now. Charles Fluellen in the backfield making the contact, and then Wes Gilmer coming in and wrapping him up along with Colby Brinson. And this is where Hart County, Van Doren, his ability, when you think you got him pinned back, he still has that big play ability.
Van Doren under center, out of the eye. Hurricanes load up the line of scrimmage, and they're going to send Thornton in motion. And Van Doren drops back, throws it to Kraft. Kraft.
That's a fumble, Scott.
Dodges the football, and Courtney Chapman falls on the ball. And the Hurricanes have it. The Hurricanes have taken over the football with 6:04 to go in the game. This is a play that Hart County has been working on. Teddy Kraft. Thornton goes in motion. Thornton kicks out the cornerback. Teddy Kraft gets the ball, and it's a halfback option. See, it's a backwards pass to Teddy Kraft, and then Courtney Chapman comes up with it.
I didn't mean to talk over you there, Scott, but just when that ball got released, this was a very close call. It's obviously backwards pass, but against Cedartown, they tried to run that same play, and it was ruled a forward pass. This week, not the same result.
It's actually a halfback option that Kraft plays out of this, and he can throw it deep, but the Hurricanes take over with 6 minutes to go in the game as Deach goes under center out of the wing tee. Ronnie Brown in the backfield, and they give it to Brown right up the middle, and he powers his way inside the 30. 21-14 our scores. The clock continues to tick down with 5:50 to go in the game. And the Hurricanes are just intent on letting that clock burn at this point.
Well, it'd be nice to throw another one in the end zone. But yeah, with the clock running, you can say run, Ronnie, run, but you could also say run, clock, run.
Canes coming up to the line of scrimmage. Tight end to the right side of the formation. Deach under center. He's going to change something at the line. Ronnie Brown in the backfield. And they give it to him right up the middle of the field. Brown powering at the 25, down near the 24-yard line of Hart County with 5:11 to go in the game, and the clock will continue to run. I'd like to thank our gold sponsors for tonight's game: Hart County Telephone, Bartow County Bank, Taylor Farm Supply, Wynn Pontiac, Pine State Mortgage, Mission Tire, and of course the Daily Tribune News. Canes coming up to the line of scrimmage. Ball spotted inside the 25-yard line. Two backs in the backfield again for the Canes as they break the tee, and Deach goes under center, giving it to Brown. Brown hit in the backfield and brought down for very little gain on third down. It'll bring up fourth. So fourth and short with 4:28 to play in the game.
Scott, I don't think you got any choice. You go for it here. You don't risk a long field goal. You've run the ball pretty effectively up the middle all night long. You got Ronnie Brown, one of the best running backs in the state, if not the best running back in the state. And once again, you've had them jump off sides a couple times, may go for a long count, and see if you can have them give you the first down.
Coach Barden on the sidelines calls in the play. The Hurricanes switch things up as they send Ronnie Brown to the left side of the formation, and they're going to send J.J. Chapman in motion. Deach under center, gives it off to Chris Griffin, and Griffin looking for the corner, has room to run at the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, touchdown Hurricanes! And they're 3 minutes and 38 seconds away from a ring. 27-14 as the Hurricanes tack another 6 on the board. And the home sidelines are on their feet as the Hurricanes can taste it. On fourth and short, they go to Chris Griffin. The entire Hart County defense thought the ball was going to Ronnie Brown, and they give it to Chris Griffin around the end, and he beats everybody to the corner as he shows his speed time and time again, and the sophomore goes in for the touchdown. And David Thompson has a chance to knock another nail in the coffin with 3:39 to go in the game. The snap is down, the kick is up for Thompson, and he is wide right. So with 3:39 to go in the game, Carterville leads by 13. We'll take 30 seconds and come
amazed. She took our credit information and did the loan app and said she had no problem. There was no problem in getting us a loan, and so the loan went through with no problem, and we got the house, and we were just all excited about it.
I was a little skeptical at first, but found out through my first dealings with them that I want to come back the second time. They've been nothing but professional, and I highly recommend Pine State Mortgage and Rena to anybody that's looking to do a VA loan.
Tune into Story Time, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. on Prestige Vision 4.
And welcome back to Weinman Stadium as the rain is starting to fall as the Hurricanes have taken a 13-point lead with 3:39 to go in the game. And David Thompson will kick off from his own 40-yard line. Chris Griffin, you see the numbers on him, 177 yards on the year. The squib kick up the middle of the field, and they bring it across the 30. He's brought down to the 33-yard line, and with 3:30 to play in the game.
And guess who brought him down, Scott? I'm sorry, Chris Griffin had the spotlight on him in the beginning, and he makes the highlight at the end of the play.
So Hart County will take over 1st and 10, trailing by 2 scores with 3:31 to go in the game. And the Hurricanes just want this clock to run at this point. Hart County with the football. Vandora out of the shotgun. Keeps it himself as he comes up the middle of the field and is brought down right at the 36-yard line, and that clock will continue to run. 3:24, 3:23, 3:22. And you saw a great gesture on the sidelines as some of the Hurricane seniors, including Chris Deach, held up a sign that says, "This one's for you, Coach Locke." As many of you know, Coach Locke passed away this summer, and the Hurricanes have dedicated their season to him. Vandora dropping back to pass in the flat, and the ball is incomplete. Courtney Chapman there in the coverage. Ball was intended for number 25, Antoine Vardell. And the clock stops with 3:05 to go in the game. Hart County trailing by 2 scores as the Canes lead this one 27-14 at Weinman Stadium.
And this slick football is not going to help their cause, Scott.
Wesley Gilmer and Lavada Johnson signaling to the sidelines to pump it up for the home crowd. 4 wide receivers, twins to each side. Vandora out of the shotgun, drops back to pass, has some time, looks across the middle of the field, and the ball is deflected and incomplete. Intended for number 8, Jermaine Durham. Penalty flag on the play. Pass interference called against the Hurricanes. So you can move the ball 15 yards now. As
defensive pass interference, automatic first down.
So on the automatic first down, that'll put the ball at the Carterville 48-yard line as we go under 3 minutes to play in the game. Carterville leading this one 27-14 on the Bartow County Bank scoreboard. Hart County with 4 wides. Out of the shotgun, Vandora drops back, throws to the flat. They have a receiver, the ball's loose now, he picks it back up and he gets down to the 40. He's going to be shy of the first down, about a yard short, and the clock will continue to run with 2:45 to play in the game. And time is becoming a big factor in this one. Hart County with the football. Once again, 4 wides for Vandora, out of the shotgun. 1 back in the backfield. They drop back and throw to the flat. And the ball is caught down near the 30-yard line.
But more importantly, he's down inbounds. So after they move the chains, this clock is going to start up again, Scott.
2:28 to go in the game. The clock is stopped momentarily, Matt. And now they're going to run it. 4 wides again for the Bulldogs. Vandora out of the shotgun, drops back under some pressure, throws to the flat, has a receiver, and he's brought down to the 25-yard line. And that clock will go to 2:15 as the Bulldogs hurry it up and come up to the line of scrimmage. Hart County with the ball, 4 wides again. Vandora out of the shotgun. Drops back to pass, has some time, throws for the deep, for the end zone, has a receiver, and it's caught. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Ball in the hands of Durham. And Jermaine Durham scores again, and the Bulldogs have pulled within 6. 1:57 to play here in the fourth quarter. Actually, they pulled within a touchdown. They need the extra point here to make it a 6-point game. Hart County with all their timeouts remaining. They'll come on to attempt the extra point, and this will be big. They bring in David Martin to kick this one. 1:57 to go in the game. The snap is down for the Bulldogs. The kick is on its way and good. And it's a 6-point game with 1:57 to go. Carterville leading it 27-21, and this one's not over, folks. As the Bulldogs struck quickly. We're going to take a 30-second break, come back with a kickoff right after this.
From Emerson to Adairsville, Taylorsville to White, and Harley to Cartersville, the Daily Tribune News is always there and has been there for over 50 years. The Daily Tribune News is the only newspaper that brings complete and comprehensive coverage of local issues and local people, your neighbors and your neighborhoods, and the issues that affect us all. Don't miss another minute. Call now to subscribe.
Congratulations, Hurricanes, on a great season from the Daily Tribune News.
And welcome back to a packed house here at Weinman Stadium, and this one's not over. The Hurricanes took a 13-point lead late in the fourth quarter, but the Bulldogs came back and under 2 minutes scored again, and they'll attempt the onside kick. Hurricanes will bring their hands team up. The ball must go 10 yards, and the Hurricanes fall on it. Lavada Johnson falling on it at the 48-yard line. So with 1:55 to go in the game, the Hurricanes have the football and a chance to neutralize Hart County.
He made that look easy, but that's a tough play. That is a hot potato skidding across a wet ground. The football's moist. You can see pretty hard ball to handle right here as it's just skidding along. And Lavada just smothering that and turning his back, shielding himself from a hit. Very fundamentally sound play. And now it's up to this offense to knock off a couple first downs and ice the ball game. And it looks like the Cartersville offense is going to want to talk about it before they start doing it.
So the Canes call timeout. We'll take a break as well. With 1:55 to go in the game, Cartersville leads it 27-21.
This might be a good time to talk about the Michelin X1. Thanks to Michelin technology, it gives you long mileage and better wet braking than any rain tire. And that should make everyone on a wet road happy.
Mission Tire congratulates the Hurricanes on an undefeated regular season and the best of luck in the playoffs. 121 South Gilmer Street.
And welcome back to Weinman Stadium as Coach Barton talks things over with Chris Deach. Ball at the 48-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Canes. Canes up at the line of scrimmage. Wing T formation. Double tights on both sides. Deach is going to change things up at the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 the call at their own 48-yard line. He's going to send J.J. Chapman in motion, and he gives it to Ronnie Brown, who powers across midfield down to the 48-yard line of Hart County. And after a 4-yard gain, it'll bring up 2nd and 6.
And Hart County not wasting any time. They're going to use their timeouts right now.
So as they take a break, so will we, with 1:47 to go in the game. Cartersville leading at 27-21. We'll take 30 and be right back after this.
What do customers love about Bartow County Bank?
That it's local and that everyone's so friendly and the service is impeccable. If you need something, you have someone to assist you immediately.
I see their new sign that says, "We have roots where others have branches," and that's so true.
I've banked here about 7 years now, and I loved every minute of it.
Oh, it's like family. That's the greatest thing.
And welcome back as you see the Hurricane sidelines. 27-21 with 1:47 to go in the game. Wing T formation as Deach goes under center and he sends Griffin in motion, and they give it to Ronnie Brown up the middle, and Brown stays on his feet and is brought down after a loss back at the 48-yard line. The Hart County fans on their feet on that far sideline as the clock stops with 1:37 to go in the game, and Hart County burning another timeout, and that brings up third down. We'll take another 30-second break and come back right after this.
Lawn and garden equipment is on your Christmas gift list. Taylor Farm Supply has everything you need in one convenient location. Mowers for commercial and residential use. Plus, this year, Taylor Farm Supply has added a line of Dingo go-karts by Manco. All different sizes for children and adults. 1-seaters and 2-seaters, plus a variety of helmets. So if you're looking for a motorized gift for someone on your list, Taylor Farm Supply is the place. Leake Street by the railroad.
And welcome back to Weinman Stadium as you see the Hurricanes there. The offense called over to talk to Coach Barton. Brown lost about 5 on that play, brings up third and about 11. Ball spotted at the Canes' own 48-yard line. The clock is stopped with 1:37 to go in the game. And a big play here for the Hurricanes.
Scott, don't be surprised to see that play that they scored the last touchdown on. The quick pitch to Chris Griffin.
They're going to send Ronnie Brown in motion. Deach under center, pitches it out, now goes underneath to J.J. Chapman, who breaks a tackle and is out at the 45-yard line. And Hart County going to burn another timeout. Chapman was close to the first down marker. And with 1:30 to go in the game, we'll take a 30-second break and be right back after this.
This is Randy Wynn at Wynn Pontiac Vehicles GMC, here to tell you about the all-new 2000 Pontiac Bonneville. Take a look at the completely restyled Bonneville that can truly give you excitement and luxury with attitude. From the 3800 V6 supercharged engine to the new computer directional driving system called StabiliTrack, you are in control. So come on by and see all the new Millennium models at Wynn Pontiac Vehicles GMC, Highway 41, Carterville.
Welcome back to Weinman Stadium. It's 4th and 3 for the Hurricanes, with 1:30 to go in the game. And David Thompson will come in to punt this one away. Back deep to receive, number 13, Teddy Kraft.
They're coming after it, Scott.
The Bulldogs will bring anyone. Thompson with the kick, sends this one high, and Kraft will field for the fair catch at the 15-yard line. And that's where the Bulldogs will take over with 1:24 to go in the game. And Hart County is still alive, down by 6. And now the Hurricane defense will be called on. And Carterville calls timeout. They'd like to talk things over, and they'll break again with 1:24 to go in the game. We'll take another 30-second break and come back right after this.
We were amazed. She took our credit information and did the loan app and said she had no problem. There was no problem in getting us a loan, and so the loan went through with no problem, and we got the house, and we were just all excited about it.
I was a little skeptical at first, but found out through my first dealings with them that I want to come back the second time. They've been nothing but professional, and I highly recommend Pine State Mortgage and Rena to anybody that's looking to do a VA loan.
And the Hurricane defense on the field. Watch for any type of trick play by Hart County with 1:24 to go in the game. Carterville leading at 27-21. Van Dora out of the shotgun, 4 wides, drops back to pass, has plenty of time, throws across the field, and the ball is incomplete. That brings up 2nd and 10 with 1:19 to go in the game. And the clock stops.
Well, the wet field conditions did not affect him last time. That ball looked like it got away from him a little bit. And you would think that with it raining pretty pretty steady. The light drizzle, but it has had time to build up on the field a little bit. Should be a little bit more slippery out there. But that would favor the defense.
1:19 to go in the game, 27-21 our score. Vandora once again out of the shotgun, 4 wides, drops back, has some time, throws across the middle of the field, has a receiver, and it's caught up near the 24-yard line. That'll be close to a first down. And the clock stops with 1:09 to go in the game. It's still second down. Or third down, rather. Not quite the first down is what I was trying to say, is it's third and short.
Look out for the quarterback draw here, Scott.
Keep in mind that Hart County has no timeouts remaining as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Once again, they'll run 4 wides, and Vandora goes under center this time. 1 back in the backfield, and he keeps it himself right up the middle of the field, takes a lick, gets the first down, which stops the clock with 1:04 to go while they reset the chains. Then it'll bring up first and 10 for the Bulldogs, and they have 4 new downs as the clock starts to run as it goes under a minute now. 59, 58. Vandora dropping back, throws this ball deep over the center, has a receiver in Thornton, it's caught. The ball is loose. The Hurricanes say they have it. We have no word from the official. They're going to call it a completion.
Scott, that side judge on the far side of the field has been very slow with his calls all night long. Let's take a look on the instant replay.
Thornton catches the ball, and then the great shot delivered to him. We go back to the field now. On first down, the Bulldogs ran out of bounds. So 41 seconds to play in the game. The clock is stopped. Brings up second and 10. Ball spotted at the 43-yard line as Coach Barden looks over the field. 41 seconds to go in the game. Ball spotted at the 41. They're going to bring trips to the right side. Out of the shotgun, he runs under pressure now. Heads upfield, Vandora loose, looking for some room to run. He's crossed the line of scrimmage as he runs up, takes a hit, and is brought down at the 45. That clock will continue to run as they stop now as they reset the chains. 29.3 seconds to go in the game.
Vandora got his first down. It'll be first and 10. Ball's on the 45.
First down as the clock continues to run. 27, 26, 25, 23. Vandora dropping back, has some time, rolls out to his left, under some pressure, throws across the middle of the field, and the ball is incomplete.
Wow, almost a great catch by his fullback, Josh Thornton. He's got a good set of hands. That time it just squirted out.
16 seconds to go in the game. 27-21, and the Bulldogs are driving. Second and 10 the call now. Ball spotted at the Carterville 45-yard line. Vandora gets the call from the sidelines. The clock is stopped with 16 seconds to go. And Hart comes up to the line of scrimmage. They'll run 4 wides again. Vandora out of the shotgun, 1 back in the backfield, drops back, throws to the flat, has a receiver, he touches down, now steps up, has some room to run, and Durham is caught and tackled inbounds at the 44-yard line. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the Hurricanes are the 1999 AA state champions as they mob the field. Hart won't get another playoff, and the Hurricanes have done it. They've won the 1999 AA state title. Size up your fingers, boys. You're going to wear rings. 27-21 as the Hurricanes claim this one. Stick around. You're listening to WBHF and watching the Prestige Division 4 High School Football Game of the Week.
From Emerson to Adairsville, Taylorsville to White, and Harley to Cartersville, the Daily Tribune News is always there and has been there for over 50 years. The Daily Tribune News is the only newspaper that brings complete and comprehensive coverage of local issues and local people, your neighbors and your neighborhoods, and the issues that affect us all. Don't miss another minute. Call now to subscribe. Congratulations, Hurricanes, on a great season from the Daily Tribune News.
This might be a good time to talk about the Michelin X1. Thanks to Michelin technology, it gives you long mileage and better wet braking than any rain tire. And that should make everyone on a wet road happy.
Mission Tire congratulates the Hurricanes on an undefeated regular season and the best of luck in the playoffs. 121 South Gilmer Street.
Through the ages, people and events have come along that have altered our lives forever. You can prepare for change that occurs in your life and the lives of those you love by pre-planning your funeral service. Pre-planning shows the one you love that you care about their needs and at the same time lets you choose the type of service you desire. I'm Joe Tilley. Call me today at the Pointed Jennings Funeral Home at 770-382-0034. Pre-planning is the right thing to do.
U.S. Industrial Supply is proud to be a supporter of Cartersville Purple Hurricanes football. U.S. Industrial Supply would also like to congratulate the Hurricanes on an undefeated regular season with the hopes that they can make it 15-0 in a win and a state championship victory. U.S. Industrial Supply is a world of nuts, bolts, and other industrial supply items. And with over 300 combined years of experience in the industry, they are more than qualified to be your industrial supply headquarters. U.S. Industrial Supply, 622 South Tennessee Street, 382-6100.
And welcome back to Weinman Stadium as you see the crowd down on the field as the Hurricanes have claimed the 1999 AA state title with a 27-21 victory over Hart County as the defense came up big to hold on down the stretch. Hart County was threatening, but they threw a pass over the middle of the field. It was completed and the clock just continued to roll. They couldn't get another playoff. And Matt, let's break down the scoring to start this one off. The Canes scored on a 38-yard touchdown pass from Lee Miles to Lavmada Johnson to start the game. That led it 7-0. Then Hart County came right back in the second quarter with 8:35 to play as Teddy Kraft scored on a 27-yard touchdown run, and we were deadlocked at 7 apiece. Then the Hurricanes drove the length of the field and scored on a 1-yard touchdown run by Ronnie Brown to make it 14-7. Then Brown scored again in the third to make it 21-7. Jeremiah Van Dora hooked up with Carlos Bates early in the fourth quarter to make it 21-14. The Hurricanes then came the length of the field. Chris Griffin got loose. He scored from 23 yards away, and the Hurricanes made it a 28-14 lead. Then, or 27-14 lead, I should say, as they missed the extra point. Then Hart County came back, scored on a long touchdown pass, and then they got the ball back with about 1:26 to play, and the Hurricane defense held on tough, and they get the victory. They are the 1999 AA state champs. Let's take a look at some of the stats for tonight's game, Matt.
Total numbers ended up being a lot more close at the end than they were in halftime. Hart County, 138 yards passing and 163 yards on the ground for a total of 301. Cartersville, 135 yards passing, 224 yards running, total of 359 yards of total offense. The big story for Cartersville, Ronnie Brown, 27 carries, 114 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the other big plays, Lavada Johnson, 4 catches, 121 yards and a touchdown. Chris Griffin, 5 carries, 48 yards and a touchdown. Chris Deach with some effective throwing numbers in the first half, 4 of 7 for 97 yards. He did have 1 interception, only had to attempt 1 pass in the second half as the Cartersville running attack really controlled the football game.
Cartersville winning it 27-21. We're going to take another 2-minute break and wrap this one up. From Weinman Stadium, Cartersville, the 1999 AA state champions with a 27-21 victory over Hart County.
Ladies and gentlemen, please connect your tickets to the center of the field where representing from Georgia.
We at the Shaw Agency have been looking after our clients' best interests since 1963. For the business community, we offer affordable group health plans or complete benefit packages, including 401k and cafeteria plans. Individuals rely on the Shaw Agency for life and health insurance, Medicare supplements, financial or estate planning. Knowledgeable professionals looking after our clients' best interest. We are the Shaw Agency, Main at Bartow Streets. Call 382-0951.
At this time of the holiday season, we at Nichols Portable Buildings take this opportunity to wish you and your family the safest and happiest of holiday seasons. And now, a toast from the Nichols family. We wish you health, we wish you wealth, we wish you friends galore, we wish you heaven after death. Now who could wish you more? From the Nichols family to your family, happy holidays.
Here in Bartow County, we love our barbecue. And the barbecue we love best is Adams. Adams Barbecue. From a small stand on US 41 in the early 70s to our modern new restaurant at 140 East Felton, offers the best pork, beef, and chicken barbecue dishes you can find anywhere. Plus all the trimmings, steaks and burgers too. All this and reasonable prices and quick service. You're going to love eating at Adams. Bring the family in this week. Adams Barbecue, 140 East Felton Road, just west of Joe Frank Harris Parkway.
The Storage Key celebrates over 25 years of dependable service in Bartow County. We have over 1,200 indoor and outdoor storage spaces, including climate-controlled units with 24-hour access 7 days a week. The Storage Key is the key to all your personal and commercial storage needs, offering monthly rental, over 20 different sizes, and rates starting as low as $21 per month. For the key to all your self-storage needs, call the Storage Key at 770-382-8585.
And welcome back to a jubilant Weinman Stadium as the Hurricanes have won the 1999 AA State Final as they knocked off Hart County 27-21. And we're going to go down to the field now as Aaron Batcher has Carterville head coach Frank Barden.
All right, Scott, Coach.
Are you ready? Everybody get on the knee.
Coach, you got it. How does it feel?
Oh, it feels great. I told them earlier, I said, I just want to thank these players and these coaches and the community, and most of all to thank God because he got every bit of it.
And
he gets all of it.
You said defense was going to be the key at halftime, and that's what got you through this game.
It was. I mean, they're explosive, and they can do a lot of things, and we just held on.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks, Aaron. And Coach Barden wins his first state championship as a head coach. He's only been a head coach for the past 6 seasons. A couple of years ago, a tough year for the Canes, and they've come back with an 11-1 season last year and a perfect 15-0 here in 1999 to close out the century with a big, big victory, 27-21, Matt.
Scott, I was here in 91. I was here in 99. This game, a lot more emotion. This team, a lot more lovable. The 91 team, we're real blue collar. This team really personifies a team effort and what football is all about. They're well played, great group of kids. Great coaching job by the coaches and a great job by the community. You can't tell me that the home field advantage did not come into play tonight.
Well, I don't know how it felt in 91, Matt, but it sure does feel good now as the Hurricanes claim the 1999 AA State Championship here at Weinman Stadium. We're going to take one more break, come back, and wrap it all up. You can also listen to this game and watch it live tonight on Channel 4 immediately following this broadcast. We're going to have a replay, so as you get home, you can wrap it all up. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Weinman Stadium as the Hurricanes have done it. They are the 1999 AA State Champions with a 27-21 victory over Hart County. And I'd like to thank the crew for tonight's game. Seth Hopkins, Cheryl Coleman, Amanda Smith, Brett Savage, Omar Nunez, Isan, Jeff Coleman, Aaron Batcher, Chip Rogers, Brandon Brantley, Jason Woodside, I'm Scott Singer, along with Matt Santini, live up here in the booth at Weinman Stadium as the Hurricanes have claimed the 1999 AA State Championship. And if you'd like to watch this game, you can catch it right now on an automatic replay immediately following our broadcast. So get on home and turn on your tube. It'll be on for the next 3+ hours. Get on home, and congratulations to the Hurricanes on a job well done as they claim the 1999 AA State title. 27-21 our final. I'm Scott Singer along with Matt Santini and Aaron Batcher saying goodnight from Weinman Stadium.